Shaka Smart. You're listening to the home of Golden Eagle basketball, 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Wisconsin sports without a filter.
What you talking about, Father Time? What?
Kyle Wallace.
Winning is the only thing that actually does matter.
Ben Brust.
So they can't execute the way they want to play offensively.
This is Kyle and Brust.
Did you call us idiots?
Yeah.
On 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube. Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. With Kyle Wallace, here's Ben Brust.
Oh, it is a great day to be alive on this Thursday. Kyle and Brust. No Brust, no Sea-Cat. Kyle's here, though.
Oh, what a surprise. Outside of getting married in a honeymoon, I'm always here.
Yeah, that's true.
Outside of the 3 weeks, I'm always here.
Nicely done.
Not so much for this kid. This kid, you've been
he's been part-time well
1
recently.
week. You haven't? No,
He's
my
been
first
part-time
vacation
well
of the
recently.
year.
No,
All right, real quick.
no.
Alex Strouf in for Ben Brust. He's Kyle Wallace. Will Summers is in for Sea-Cat. Will and I, your cousin subs of the day, cousin subs. We believe in better, and it is a great Thursday to be alive indeed, as the big news today, your new home in Milwaukee of Wisconsin Badgers Athletics is 94.5 ESPN and our sister station 620 WTMJ. The Badgers are back.
On Wisconsin, the Badgers are back, and for the first time in a long time with Good Karma Brands when it comes to football, basketball. It used to be on 620 WTMJ.
Yeah, 12 years ago.
As a kid growing up, that's where I heard all the Badger basketball games and Badger football games, and now knowing that 94.5 ESPN is the home of the Wisconsin Badgers right here in Milwaukee. Awesome. Excited.
We are live on 94.5 ESPN, Milwaukee's new home for Badgers Athletics. We are live on 100.5 ESPN, Madison's flagship station for Badgers volleyball. We are live on the ESPN Wisconsin app, where you can listen to all of these broadcasts across the state coming this fall, and we are live on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison, where you can get in on the chat. Good to see everybody chiming in early. Levi, Maddie, Tyler, Josh chiming in on YouTube as we get going. The Cardinals Target text line is open for you right now. 800-990-3776, 800-990-ESPN, 800-990-3776 is the Cardinals Target text line, because we're asking you today, what is your I was there when Wisconsin moment? You know where you were. What was the holy smokes moment in terms of Badgers athletics for you?
There's so many moments that the Badgers have given us great memories, but I just recall when the Badgers played Ohio State, right? Ohio State came to Wisconsin.
Oh, David Gilreath.
David Gilreath. I remember I had a chance to go to Madison that weekend, but I decided not to. It was around Halloween. I said, you know what? I'm going to have a busy weekend coming up here soon. I'm going to just relax. And I watched it from inside of my dorm room, and he opened that game up with a long kick return for a touchdown to set the tone as the Wisconsin Badgers upset Ohio State that day. Another great memory I have when Booker Stanley ran for over 100 yards against Ohio State. So many great memories. But then on the flip side, you go to basketball. There's a lot of great memories with basketball, but some of them that stick out to me the most are the misses, right? When we played in the national championship game.
That's what we're doing right now.
No. I'm used
This
to
is a positive day.
It's everything. The sports is not always positive. You know why sports isn't always positive? Because at the end of the year, at the end of the season, there is always one team that has a happy ending. Every other team doesn't have a happy ending, but the journey and the entertainment is what I'm here for, and I'm so happy that entertainment will be right here on 94.5 ESPN.
Pause for a moment. In college football, there's many teams that go home happy.
No, I mean, are you really
How many bowl games are there?
All right, so you're really,
if you win a bowl game, you end your season on a win. You go home happy.
Are you really happy that you didn't make it to the college playoffs? Are you really happy you didn't make it to the BCS national championship game back in the day? Are you really happy?
Yes.
I mean, you feel good, but it's like
if the Badgers go 7-5 this year and win the Outback Steakhouse Bowl, which may not even exist, I will be happy. because that's an improvement off the crap in terms of football we've witnessed the last few years.
That's
But to go
sad.
back to the positivity I was trying to preach, and you went negative on me.
I was just going
was
based off of.
I was there when moment, right? Like, what were you doing? The moment where you think back and you go, oh, I know exactly what I was doing.
Yeah, when Wisconsin lost in the national championship game to Duke, I was at a hotel room, and I remember that I used to work for UW Parkside at the time, and I was doing a recruitment event in Illinois, and I left the event like 15 minutes early because I needed to get back to the hotel, so I did not miss any of that game. The Badgers got cheated. So when they got cheated against Duke in the national championship game, I remember where I was.
Asking you the where were you when moments that stuck out to you in terms of memories of Badgers athletics. Could be football, could be hockey, could be basketball, could be volleyball, all of which you can hear on 620 WTMJ and the ESPN Wisconsin app, starting with that season opener against Notre Dame. I've got two for you. Where were you when moments? Two Badgers where were you when moments, and they are both positive, and they both have to do with the same Lids location at the Bay Park Square Mall in Green Bay.
Is one hat when Melvin Gordon went for over 400 yards?
No, I do know where I was for that, though. I did not watch that game, though. I was busy with something else.
Watched it. It was ridiculous.
I was busy with something
He
else.
didn't even play in the fourth quarter.
Oh, I know.
Had 20-some carries.
He
something like that.
would have gone for 550 yards that night.
It was ridiculous to run that.
So my first one is I was in 8th grade, maybe 2013. I was on like a weird little date at the mall.
Oh,
It was a double date, actually.
Oh,
so it was
wow.
with my very good friend at the time. He had like a little girlfriend. We were like I said, we were in
little
8th grade.
tag team partners.
And she had a best friend. And I was like, all right, we should go. We should give them their time. We'll go walk around the mall. And the Badgers were playing the number 2 team in the country that day in basketball, Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
And it was coming down to the wire. It was a really close game, couple seconds left. So we stopped at the Lids in this mall.
Oh my gosh!
Watch
you
the
were
end of the
a kid
game.
at that time, huh?
We watched the end of the game. And this guy by the name of Ben Brust caught the ball and just past half court threw one up to tie the game and bring it to overtime. And then we watched the entirety of overtime in this Lids location.
Amazing.
Years later, it was the summer. I was at this Lids location. And they were hiring for jobs. So I applied for a job. And I got the job. I worked at this Lids years later. And a year later, Wisconsin was hosting LSU at Lambeau Field up the street. And we listened to the game on the radio because they revoked TV access for Lids employees at this time. Very strange. So we listened to Badgers LSU on the radio at this Lids that I ended up working at and watched the infamous Ben Brust shot in years prior. And after the game, obviously, all the LSU fans came into the mall and the Lids all sad and deflated and defeated. But that was a holy crap moment. And the Badgers had the opportunity to do that again against what's likely going to be like the number 4 team in the country Labor Day weekend, Notre Dame, at Lambeau Field.
Yeah.
And that could end up being a where were you then moment. So I'm young, as we have just established. I'm only 27 years old.
I was in grad school when you were having these conversations.
I have been a Badgers fan my whole life. My mom is a UW grad. I was raised a Badgers fan. There were so many where were you when moments, and I want to hear from you on this. If you call in, you're going to get on the air, 800-990-3776. What was your where were you when Badgers moment? Ideally positive, unlike Kyle has been the first 8 minutes of the show.
Yeah, I mean, I can be positive as well. There's a lot of great positive moments. I remember when Ron Dane ran all over UCLA in the Rose Bowl, New Year's Day, I believe, or maybe it was the day after, whatever it was. I was at my grandma's house. I remember that. It's a great moments. A lot of great moments. I remember when the Badgers beat Kentucky. I was at my parents' house, and they beat them, and I remember I went out downtown Milwaukee that night to go celebrate. So, yeah, great moments.
You seem very negative today.
I can't be happy. It's just the for me the problem is that there's so many amazing moments, but then also those the bad moments that I remember because the bad moments stand out the most, just like in life.
Yeah, of course
like
the bad moments stand out the most because let's talk about like the national championship game in 2015. Everybody knows what they were doing then, right? I mean, you know what you were doing when you were watching Wisconsin on the precipice of winning a national championship game.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd rather you talk about the Final Four victory.
I loved it.
Because today is a happy day. Today is a great day for us at Good Karma. It's a great day for the University of Wisconsin.
Yeah.
This partnership is awesome.
I remember when they upset Villanova, when Villanova had the number 1 seed and Wisconsin was the 8th seed. I was at my friend Nick Bellore, who plays in the NFL. I was at his wedding, and it was in between. We were at a bar.
If you call and you get past Will, you will get on the air. 800-990-3776 is the Carbless Talking Text.
Let's
line.
hear
This is
those
more
memories, baby.
With Carbless. What is your where were you when moment? with Wisconsin athletics. I'd prefer if it's positive because Kyle's really doing his best to drag me down right now.
No, wait, I just gave you some
But it might
positive
be negative
one.
because the losses do hurt. They do sting. I understand that.
Yeah,
Let's start in the beautiful city of Madison, Wisconsin, somewhere on the beautiful isthmus. Jay, you are on Kyle and Brust. Your where were you when moment with Wisconsin athletics.
Okay, my best two. We're within a month of each other. Early December, 1993, and Barry Alvarez takes the Badger football team to Tokyo to claim a spot in the Rose Bowl.
Yes. Michigan State, the employee, right?
Number two.
Or the employee, the opponent.
Michigan State was the opponent in Japan.
Were you in Japan?
In
Where
Tokyo.
were you,
And then
Jay?
I was sitting in my basement with about 20 of my friends watching, and I believe it was about 1 a.m. when we finally put it to bed. But the next one was a month later at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena, which I was at, and I watched Barry Alvarez's Badgers smoke UCLA, and nobody gave us a chance to beat UCLA.
Jay, before I let you go,
that was a great moment.
And was that 1996 where they did the second UCLA one?
94. It was 94. 93 was the December 93. We won the Japan Bowl to qualify for that Rose Bowl.
Okay. So Jay, before I let you go, you're reflecting on what was the come up period of Wisconsin football, right? The Barry Alvarez, the golden days. Do you have any confidence, Jay, that Wisconsin football can get back to that now under the leadership of a new athletic director? Are you feeling positive and optimistic about the football team going forward?
I'm gonna give that a cautious yes, because I feel that Wisconsin Badger history is too strong to let us sit here in the doldrums. And I think we're going to have a marginal breakthrough year this year, and then I think we're going to be looking good again.
That is the positivity I am looking for on a day like today, a historic day, Good Karma Brands, the Wisconsin Badgers back together. Jay bringing the positivity.
I love that. And the Rose Bowl I remember was 1999 when they put Ron Dane in Wisconsin beat UCLA. But now I'm looking at some of the old Rose Bowls. Boy, I miss Wisconsin great football, and hopefully we can turn it around. Basketball is fantastic. All the sports right now at UW are really, really good except for football at this point. But boy, oh boy.
Dude.
Oregon 28, Wisconsin 27. Stanford 20, Wisconsin 14. Yeah. I was at this game. Oregon 45, Wisconsin 38. I'm still mad at
Nick Toon.
You
were at that game?
It was a Rose Bowl. I was so mad at Nick Toon because we were trying to drive downfield, and Nick Toon got hurt, and he was laying on the ground, and we had a little momentum. Russell Wilson was trying to lead us down the field, so I was at that Rose Bowl game.
I think that one stings the most.
And then
TCU.
TCU, because you had the 2-point conversion that got knocked down 21-19. That's the Wisconsin football I remember, is if we lost, it was by a score.
Hey, Will. How do you think we're going to keep getting to the calls because we have a bunch lined up? But how do you think Kyle's doing right now in terms of being positive on a positive day?
Not good.
Yeah,
well,
not good at all.
I'm sorry.
You can be negative any other day, not today.
Well, there's so much
Today's celebration.
This is what we're all missing. Sports is not always about being the winner.
We're with you until 5 o'clock at ESPN Milwaukee, until 4 o'clock ESPN Madison, but available until 5 anywhere you listen, ESPN Wisconsin app and YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee, at ESPN Madison. We're going to talk Packers, which we are less than a week from training camp, and Kyle's going to be all sunshine and rainbows when it comes to that. But on a day we're like celebrating, we're excited. I'm wearing my Motion W sweatshirt on my chest, and we're going all negative. Losses, bad moments.
So how about this? You know what's a great moment?
What's that?
The Big Ten championship game where Wisconsin won 70-31 against Nebraska. Did we have 3 rushers go for over 100 yards that game?
Yeah,
I think Melvin, Monty Ball, and James White all got 100 plus. And I feel like the game started off where it was close at first. Oh, not close, but like Wisconsin. I think did Nebraska score first?
They may have, but then it was all Bucky.
Yeah, and they just went crazy.
All right, that's a positive moment from Kyle Wallace. Let's get more positive moments going. I see you on hold. I see you waiting. There's a bunch of you waiting. Keep coming with your where were you when moments with Wisconsin athletics. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back. We're going to take all your calls. We're going to reminisce on the great things about Wisconsin athletics because Sean Eichhorst is the new athletic director.
Yeah.
And I'm encouraged. I think there are more bright days ahead.
There are.
Might not be immediate for football, but you know me. I am the staunchest Greg Gard defender on planet Earth. The Wisconsin basketball team, again, will be a great surprise despite being picked 10th in the Big Ten. I saw last week on some publication. They were like in the middle of the Big Ten. Won't happen. They'll be top 4 because that's what Greg Gard does. I want to hear your where were you when moments for Wisconsin athletics as we continue to celebrate all day long here on ESPN Wisconsin. The Badgers' new home in Milwaukee is 620 WTMJ and 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee. Your where were you when moments on the Karl Brust Talking text line. 800-990-3776. Coming up next on Kyle and Brust.
You're dealing with Kyle and Brust.
Emperor Penguin. You'd be like, yes.
It looks like every other penguin.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. The Homer Hour with special guests every day from 5 to 6.
That's why I said the toughest part to me for the Packers is that the division is, I think, better than it's been.
The best 60 minutes of your day happens on the Homer Hour.
So the issue is, and I'm working on the T-shirt right now, this season is very simple.
This guy.
Got to win the damn division.
Weekday afternoons from 5 to 6 on 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Calling all High Life lovers, the Champaign of Beers is making history. They're selecting their very first mayor of the Champaign of Beers region. Share your story, throw your hat in the ring, and show us why you love High Life by visiting the Miller Brewery website. Must be 25 plus to sign up, 21 plus to enjoy. Celebrate responsibly.
Hi, this is John Neal, CPA and founder of the Neal Group, with over 40 years of experience saving businesses money. I want to speak to you small business owners and make a bold statement. I will bet you our team can put at least $25,000 in your pocket. Yes, you heard right, $25,000. We work closely with small businesses to help them use tax strategies and develop processes and procedures to make their business generate cash to keep in their pocket. My team and I have saved clients thousands of dollars by using our knowledge and experience to develop strategies tailored to your business. Would you like to see if you can do it? Your only cost is 33 minutes of your time. That's right, just 33 minutes, and who knows how much you can pocket. Remember, you earned it, we help you keep it. Call us at 414-325-2040 and ask the $25,000 question. That's 414-325-2040, or visit us at nealgroup.net. That's Neal group.net.
Don't think twice. Call Geis.
Don't let a busted garage door get you down. Call my friends at Geis today. For 70 years, Geis has been the trusted garage door authority in Wisconsin. With brands like CHI and LiftMaster, they have doors for every budget and will even build custom designs to get your exact needs. For swift and reliable garage repair solutions, go to geisdoors.com. That's GEIS doors.com. You can also visit their amazing showroom in Brookfield, featuring hundreds of doors and openers and their custom design room.
Don't think twice. Call Geis.
Slide into your neighborhood Century Food store to score the freshest produce, tastiest treats, and everything in between. Now through Wednesday, save on fresh 90% lean ground beef, $5.99 a pound, 1 pound fresh strawberries, $3.49, large sweet peaches, $2.49 a pound, 7 to 10 ounce selected varieties, essential everyday potato chips or salty snacks, 2 for $4.
It's a long fly ball.
What?
Safe.
Every time I scan, what is happening?
A leaping grab at the wall.
Okay, fine, I'll play. Get a load of this watermelon. And here's the pitch.
Please wait for assistance.
Win Century Foods Ultimate Fan Experiences at Milwaukee baseball games. Throw out the first pitch, hold the ribbon for the Johnsonville famous sausage race, or watch batting practice from the field.
Ooh, what do I do?
Complete the entry form in Century's weekly ad and return to the store.
Oh, no, what happened here?
Oh, self-checkout couldn't handle my heater. Here, I filled out my entry form. Gotta go. Have a great day.
I'll go get the mop.
Enter by August 5th.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Toscher here from MoMA. Battling a sore knee, a shoulder, elbow, hand, neck, back, or foot pain? MoMA can get you back in the game. MoMA is the new Midwest Orthopedic and Musculoskeletal Alliance, connecting trusted local providers like OIW, SMOC, and Innovative Pain, with expert care and innovative treatments provided in their offices. The Surgery Center, Ortho Laser, Smart Scan, or MOSH. With the best orthopedic care and recovery, MoMA can get you back to doing what you love. Call or walk in today. Visit MoMAMKE.com. That's MoMAMKE.com.
Station updates, show clips, and your place to interact with us every single day just by scrolling through your feed. Follow along on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at ESPN Milwaukee. Have no fear, the chaos is here. Lucky you. This is Kyle and Brust on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
just kind of seems like there's a renewed enthusiasm about Wisconsin athletics, and obviously the football team is going to be leading the charge in that, and hopefully we get this era reset and kind of some new results that come along with it, and it'll all be happening on WTMJ.
A newfound enthusiasm for Wisconsin athletics, your new home in Milwaukee. For Badger Athletics, 620 WTMJ, and right here on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, 100.5 ESPN Madison, of course, your flagship for Badgers volleyball as well. And you can hear all these games on the ESPN Wisconsin app. We're also with you on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee, at ESPN Madison, where you can chime in the comment section there. You can call or text us, 800-990-3776 is the Karl Brust talking text line. I'm Alex Strouf in for Ben Brust alongside Kyle Wallace. Will Summers running the show. What's going on?
It's just amazing is that we always had Wisconsin College game day, and now we have, you had the post-game show as well, and now we have Wisconsin Badgers football, Wisconsin Badgers basketball on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee. You know exactly where it is. Easy to find.
And the voice of those teams is the legendary Matt LePay, who is scheduled to appear with us about an hour from right now. He'll join us at 3:15. Matt LePay. I can't wait to talk a little football with Matt LePay.
Yeah.
I'm starting to get the itch a little bit.
Of?
Football season.
Oh, yeah.
Because Packers training camp is, 6 days from today?
Week?
Next Wednesday is the first training camp practice up in Green Bay. And that means Badgers football has got to be a week away from getting going as well with summer practices. Just over a month away from their season opener at Lambeau Field against Notre Dame. All right, asking you where were you when moments? What sticks out in your mind? Preferably positively, because Kyle's been the negative one today. This guy's never that negative, though. He's an all-timer. Our guy. He is Mr. Wisconsin. He wears a cheese head. He goes by Bucky. It's Cheesehead Bucky on the talking text line who joins us now. Cheesehead Bucky, your where were you when moment with Wisconsin athletics. Go ahead.
What's up, my guys? How are you guys doing today?
Dude, life couldn't be better. It's good to hear
Congratulations.
from you. Thank you. Big day.
Huge day. So the two things that I remember even though for some reason, and I'd like to hear Kyle's thought on this as well, because Kyle, they basically did a whole segment on me being from down south, that I have some type of accent.
That did happen. Kyle was off that day, actually.
That was, yeah.
That was the day.
Funny how that works.
That was the day after Kyle's wedding on Sunday Karma, where Greg Scalzo.
Oh yeah, congratulations, Kyle.
Thank you. I appreciate
Greg
that.
Scalzo was blown away by Cheesehead Bucky's accent, though he is from Madison, Wisconsin. Will, you may not know Cheesehead Bucky as well as Kyle and I. Do you sense a Southern accent?
I do not. He's from Texas?
No, he's from Madison, Wisconsin.
Okay, never mind. I'm thinking of someone else.
Madison, Wisconsin.
Okay, go ahead, Cheesehead Bucky.
My two moments, okay? One of my first moments was obviously the Ron Dane game when he broke the record against Iowa. I was in the stands selling peanuts when that did happen. So that was obviously a great moment. Another moment happened November 27th at Camp Randall, 2009, with the famous picture of J.J. Watt walking around with the rose in his mouth as I was sitting in the third row of the student section. Then we went to storm the field after a nice 70-23 victory against Northwestern.
Hold on. Cheesehead Bucky, I got to cut you off for a moment. You said something that I can't get out of my head now. You said you were selling peanuts?
Yes.
Can you give me your best peanuts call? Like, what are you yelling in the stadium?
I'm gonna keep it real with you, Strophy. I really just kind of did that to be at the games for free.
Oh, okay.
I didn't really care too much about selling the peanuts.
But you're telling Cheesehead, come on, you're making a couple bucks. You're telling me you're not running around going, get your peanuts here. Nothing?
Yeah. Peanuts, get your peanuts. We got the best peanuts.
There it is.
You still got your fastball, bro.
Man, I tried to never lose it. But so that storming the field, that was awesome. Hanging out with, giving fives to all the Badgers as we're going back to the Rose Bowl. That was a great moment. But my favorite moment, the one that meant the most to me, because I grew up playing youth football with Michael Flowers from 4th to 8th grade. Then he went on to Madison La Follette. I went on to Madison East. So we came full circle. This was in 2008. Okay? March 5th, The Badgers are playing Penn State at home. We beat Penn State to clinch the Big Ten championship. We storm the court. Me and Michael, we lock arms. We jump up and down in celebration of the Badgers winning the Big Ten championship. And to see somebody that I grew up, that I knew was a super athlete since we were little kids, win the Big Ten championship for my favorite team of all time, the Wisconsin Badgers. It was a moment I'll never forget where I was, and I was on the floor at the Kohl Center.
That's what's up, Michael Flowers.
She said Bucky doesn't sound like a Badgers fan at all.
No,
Like, he doesn't sound like he bleeds Cardinal and white whatsoever.
No, Michael Flowers was a hell of a basketball player.
Was.
I mean, he was one of those gritty role players that you need in your team. Do exactly what he needs to do.
One of Madison Memorial's
Working hard.
head coach legend, Steve Collins' all-time greats.
Oh, okay.
Over there. I mean, he produced some products in the early 2000s.
Oh man, yeah, they were cooking.
Steve Collins just retired from coaching at Madison Memorial. But one of our buddies on Prep Mania at ESPN Madison as well. So
Wes Matthews.
Here's what I've learned in the last 25 or so minutes. And you can still get in with your where were you when moment as we celebrate the Wisconsin Badgers being back with us at Good Karma Brands. Your new home in Milwaukee is 620 WTMJ and 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee for Badgers Athletics. This is such an important part of our state, right? And it's so important to people because there are like these formative moments of watching, whether it's Badgers basketball or Badgers football, and whether that be with your parents or your friends, or being in the stadium, selling peanuts and locking arms with a friend from childhood as you celebrate a Big Ten championship. There's so many moments, and we are blessed that we have an elite university in this state. And again, it goes back to something I talked about with our very first caller, Jay, in the last segment. There has been this newfound optimism and energy about Wisconsin athletics, I think, since the hiring of Sean Eichhorst as the athletic director. I think we've always been excited about basketball because Greg Gard does that. Men's and women's hockey, amazing. Women's volleyball is the premier program in the country. But we know what drives the bus around here, right, Kyle?
Football.
And we're not blind. We're aware of what the product has been the last few years. It's been underwhelming. It's been disappointing. I was on WTMJ earlier today, and I mentioned being at that introductory press conference for Luke Fickell and feeling the energy in the room going, holy crap, they got the guy. And it just hasn't lived up to that yet. And I don't think that Luke Fickell is necessarily a bad football coach, but in this era of NIL and transfer portal, it hasn't clicked. But with an easier schedule this year, with more assets and more money spent, with more transfers, it feels like this could be the year that Wisconsin is finally an 8-4 team or a 9-3 team under the direction of Luke Fickell. Now, that might not be a college football playoff team, but that's a team that's probably right around the top 25. That's a team that's back in conversations of, they're building something here if they go 9-3. Why are you giving me that look? I don't think that's off the table for 2026.
It's off the table. I don't want to be negative, but we should be focusing on how entertaining it's going to be able to listen to Badgers football and the legendary calls and the voices and how they paint the picture of what's happening on the field or on the court versus trying to sell people in a dream of top 25 football. But
I'm not saying all season, but by the end of the year,
great memories.
What if they go 8-4 and win a bowl game? That's probably the 25th best team in the country at the end of the season.
Okay, I'll let you keep going with your.
That's not insane.
No, it's just I can't wait to be able to get in my car and not have to change my dial. I can't wait to not have to worry about where is it at? Where's the game at? It's right here. It's right here on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee. Right. And on 620 WTMJ.
Yeah, you will hear every football game right here on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, as well as 620 WTMJ. It will be available on both stations for the football season. And, of course, Matt LePay and our guy Mark Tauscher will be on the call for all of those games. Matt LePay scheduled to join us at 3:15 this afternoon. And Mark Tauscher, of course, you hear each and every day from 9 until noon on ESPN.
It's going to be a dynamic. Now, with the football season, can't wait to talk football at some point when we get closer. Dynamic ground game. You got a quarterback that can run.
You just said they're going to stink.
Great. Well, no. It's going to be.
You said what you're looking forward to is listening to them in your
You said
car.
top 25. I didn't say stink. You said
I think they
you said 9-3.
This is a huge year. Yeah, their schedule's not that hard. Notre Dame is a hard start.
Okay, you realize that other schools are looking at their schedule in saying.
I do realize what you're saying. I do realize
So
that.
I'm just saying, while we're doing that, I do realize schools are looking at our schedule, so that's not the old Wisconsin. But again, there's still going to be great memories made this year. Colton Joseph at quarterback.
He needs to stay healthy because Luke Fickell is not as a healthy transfer quarterback since he's gotten to Wisconsin. That is something we choose to ignore quite a bit, I feel like.
Well, I mean, it is what it is.
That's true.
The cards you were dealt, you got to figure it out. But with the running back and Abu Sama that they brought in and all the other backs that they have still, I'm excited. Because they still got Darian Dupree as well.
I can't get a good feel for Kyle today, Will.
Are you excited or not?
Yeah, I can't get a good feel at all.
I'm sorry that I live in a reality.
You're excited that it's very accessible to listen, but you're not.
No,
I'm
excited.
You don't think they're going to be
but
good.
Then he said it's going to be excited because
about
they've got
the
a
dynamic ground game.
No, they are, but no. He said 9-3.
All right, what's yours?
I think that's the ceiling.
Dude, 7-5
is the
like,
ceiling.
Yeah, that would be what you should hope for.
I'd be okay with 7-5.
That's not that crazy of like a disparity between what Strouf said.
There's a huge
2
disparity
wins.
between
I said if they go 8-4 or 9-3.
Do you know how ridiculous? Y'all realize winning 9 games in a regular season versus winning 7 is huge when you only play 12 games during a regular season. That's a huge difference. That's the difference between
it's 2 games. The difference is 2 games.
Yes, but no. The difference is if you play in the SEC or you play in the Big Ten, depending on what your schedule is being a bubble team of trying to make an argument maybe for saying I'm maybe a playoff team versus a 7-win team. You're just hoping for a bowl.
The
game.
hardest games on the schedule this year are obviously the opener against Notre Dame, at Penn State, but that's a first-year head coach. At Iowa? And that's about it that jumps off the screen to me. Or how is USC supposed to be this year?
USC is better than Wisconsin.
I mean, I understand what Wisconsin has been. I'm very familiar with what Wisconsin has been the last several years. Very familiar. But I have the optimism. I have the excitement that this could be different than past years under Luke Fickell.
No, I hope. You're absolutely right. You're talking about a Purdue. You're talking about a Minnesota. You're talking about a Maryland. I mean, you lost to 2 of those 3 teams. You're talking about Rutgers. These are all. It should be.
You end your
winnable
season
games.
Rutgers, Maryland, Purdue, Minnesota.
You can go on a nice run.
That's 4 wins.
You can go on a nice run. But
Western Illinois, Eastern Michigan. That's 6 wins.
Okay.
Just got to find a couple others. I don't know that they're winning at Iowa.
So you said 9 wins.
Yeah. I said that's a ceiling. Yeah. That means they beat Michigan State, they beat UCLA, they beat USC. They lose at Penn State, they lose at Iowa, they lose to Notre Dame. That's 9-3.
Yeah, I mean, it could be a good season. You're right. It could be a good season if the Badgers figure it out. But then again, Maryland thinks they're probably good. Minnesota thinks they're probably good. Rutgers probably thinks they're building something. You're playing all evenly matched teams. You are. That's why if you don't win 7 games, we'll be having different conversations.
You are being negative today?
I'm not being negative. I'm being real. What's wrong with being real? It's exciting to be able to watch how it all plays out.
And I don't appreciate
and listen
it.
how it all plays out.
But what I do appreciate is that your new home for Badgers athletics in Milwaukee is 620 WTMJ and 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, and your flagship station for Wisconsin volleyball is 100.5 ESPN Madison. All right, we're going to turn the tables a little bit. We're going to talk a little Brewers coming up next because Adam McCalvey with a interesting report over the course of the last 48 hours as we are just 10 days away from the MLB trade deadline coming up on August 3rd. We've got lots to talk about in the world of the MLB, in the world of the Brewers. How aggressive should they be come the trade deadline? We'll dive into that coming up next on Kyle and Brust.
You're along for the ride with Kyle and Brust.
Payback is I sure have. I still got a video from a lady talking crazy to me. I said, "Oh, ma'am, I am writing a review."
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Kevin Moret here, founder of Mentality Men's Health. Remember the dad we all respected, worked all day, coached our team at night, and still had something left in the tank at bedtime? If you're now the dad who has lost a step and looks like you gave up, stop. There's a reason. One quick blood test of Mentality, we can tell your total and free testosterone that could be causing all these issues. Our physicians have helped over 25,000 men get back to who they are meant to be. Start today at lowtusa.com. That's lowtusa.com.
Looking for your next unforgettable night out in Milwaukee? Step into Upper Bar, where the city lights meet the river's edge and every evening feels like an occasion. Perched above the Milwaukee River with sweeping downtown views, Upper Bar is your stylish escape to the heart of the city. Sip handcrafted cocktails, explore curated wines, and share flavorful bites made for good company. company. Whether you're meeting friends, starting your night, or just chasing the view, you'll find it all here. Upper Bar. Elevated evenings right in the center of it all. Visit upperbarmke.com to learn more.
Hi, this is Mike from Infinity Exteriors. Most contractors cut corners and disappear when there's a problem. Not us. Since 1997, we've completed over 60,000 projects, earned thousands of 5-star reviews, and were named 2025 Roofing Magazine Contractor of the Year. We set the standard for exterior remodeling, trusted by homeowners, proven every single day. We're excited to show you why choosing Infinity means peace of mind. Visit infinityexteriors.com to see why your neighbors trust Infinity.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Feels like the world is a little broken lately. Maybe all we need is a fix. Most spirits are acidic. Fix Vodka is different. Fix Vodka is the world's first high-alkaline, acid-free vodka. Handcrafted with natural spring water and select grain. Clean, smooth, done right. Better water, better vodka. Get your local Fix.
Fix Vodka.
Enjoy responsibly.
Are you starting college, moving to a new apartment, or just looking to create a new vibe in your college living? Make IKEA your first stop for everything you need to create a college space that's all you. Whether you're looking to add color with cozy bedding, organize your dorm with smart storage solutions, or find that perfect sleeper sofa for those weekend visits, IKEA has your college life covered. And verified college students get 15% off when they sign up for IKEA Family. It's free and packed with rewards. So go grab your roommate and head to IKEA Oak Creek or shop online at ikea.us or the IKEA app.
This is Aaron Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited with my brother and business partner, Eric Brown. Siding Unlimited is Milwaukee's choice for siding, windows, roofing, and doors.
Siding Unlimited delivers on expectations because our experience, integrity, and craftsmanship come through on every project.
For new siding, windows, roofing, and doors, call 262-567-4513 or go to sidingunlimited.com.
ESPN Wisconsin's Gabe Neitzel here for Events by Design. If you're planning an annual meeting, leadership summit, product launch, or trade show, you already know the pressure is on. Events by Design takes those high-stake moments and turns them into immersive experiences that energize your audience and elevate your brand. They handle everything: designing, planning, production, ensuring your event is executed seamlessly. No stress, no scrambling, just a memorable experience that delivers. Get started today. Just search online. Events by Design. They design, you party.
Watch your step. You're with Kyle and Brust on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
By the way, you played that Ben Brust clip. I don't know if you can tell, but over my shoulder is the snapshot of that beautiful shot from just inside a half court from Ben that he still has not autographed. He charges a lot of money. So it remains unautographed, but a prized possession in my little office.
I think, Matt, now that you're back on TMJ and on ESPN Milwaukee, we could probably get that done for you.
Yeah, I don't know about that, Vince Vetrano. That's Matt LePay, Vince Vetrano, Wisconsin's Morning News over on our sister station, 620 WTMJ, as we celebrate all day long. The Wisconsin Badgers back with good karma, your new home in Milwaukee of the Wisconsin Badgers is 620 WTMJ and right here on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, 100.5 ESPN Madison, still the flagship of Wisconsin volleyball, looking to win another national championship this fall. I'm Alex Strouf, your cousin sub of the day, in for Ben Brust alongside Kyle Wallace. Will Summers is in for CCAT. We are your cousin subs of the day.
Wait, so
here
so
on
we
Kyle
got
and Brust.
Men's and women hockey on the ESPN Wisconsin app?
That is correct. Men's and women's basketball on the ESPN Wisconsin app. Football on the ESPN Wisconsin app.
You're never going to want to leave your car, Kyle.
I can leave my car. I can got the app. I can download the app.
There you go.
You can have that anywhere with them. Anywhere I go.
Or listen to it in the car on the app. You can do anything.
Ah, wow, you're clever, Will.
That's the youth.
What do you mean?
They use the app to listen instead of the radio.
That's true.
Nah, you're just old.
Actually, we will get to that.
Wait,
Kyle's age is really
listen
starting to show.
Do you listen to ESPN Wisconsin on the app in your car? You don't listen to.
So then you can listen to it wherever. But like if you're driving.
Yeah, I drove from Door County
if you're
to Milwaukee
driving in
yesterday.
Illinois.
No,
I drove from Door County to Milwaukee yesterday.
No, I
listened to Kyle and Brust and then the Homer Hour on the ESPN Wisconsin.
No,
in your car.
In my car.
I understand that.
It seems like you don't.
No, just riding around the city, like you have the app on instead of the actual.
That's what I said. Yes.
Charge
my phone. Let the app play. I don't understand your confusion here.
No, that's
You're going to be shocked when you learn about Bluetooth.
Cut his mic.
Well, I can cut your mic.
I was using Bluetooth when you was in your mama's womb.
Yeah, you were doing ringtones on Bluetooth.
Yeah.
I remember. Will, did you ever have a flip phone?
I did.
You did?
Yeah. It was like my first phone.
My first phone was also a flip phone.
It's like a great
two phones.
It's a great first phone for kids that like want to venture off on their own,
they still
communicate
make
with their
those?
parents.
I'm sure they do.
Burner
You
phones.
think?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they show that in the movies, burner phones. I don't know that burner phones are as real of a thing as they show in the movies.
Burner phones.
They're definitely real.
Am I that innocent?
Yeah.
Are burner phones not as real as they're in the movies? Where do you think the movies get this stuff from? You think they just came up with the idea?
No, I'm just saying.
Did you never go to Walgreens?
No.
There's somebody listening to the show
Calm
right now who has a burner phone on their lap in their main phone.
Let me tell you a story. So we were at the dinner last week. We were getting our engagement photos taken, which apparently is a thing now. But they look very nice. It just looked like we got married again, or a first time before getting married a second time. Thank you, Will. I appreciate that. But we were at a restaurant with a bar, and I went up to the bar to order a drink, and the dude next to me had 3 phones. And I went, that's not right. Like sometimes people have work phones and personal phones. 3 seems like a lot, no?
I mean, 3 is a lot. 3's a lot, but there's there's a rapper named Kevin Gates that got 2 phones, one for the plug, one for the load.
Yeah, I'm familiar with the song. Yeah,
I mean, yeah. So I mean, there's a lot.
But that's a drug reference.
Do you know how many people get arrested for drug dealing around America?
Several. Yes.
You think they got 1 phone?
Some of them might.
No, a lot of them got 2 phones. The hotline, you got the main line, the hotline. I ain't finna tell nobody.
You should watch The Wire.
Why do you know so much about this?
Because I'm from Milwaukee. You see, but you know people. I might have grew up on a certain side of Milwaukee, but everybody ain't from the side I'm from. So you got friends, you know people. And they got 2 phones.
1 for the plug, 1 for the load.
Yeah, you ain't got to be a drug dealer, too. You can do other stuff, too.
Like what?
Well, I'm not going to get into that. But one's the business line, one's the main line.
You got to watch The Wire.
I don't know what that is.
It's one of the best TV shows of all time.
Here's how. Well, we've talked about this before. Number 1, I'm not a movie guy. And number 2, I'm very far behind on television. I just started watching the show New Girl. Like, I'm on the first season.
That's not something to be proud of.
Have you ever read the lyrics to 2 Phones?
I don't know if we're allowed to, given FCC guidelines.
I got 2 phones, one for the women and one for the dough. He said, count money while they ringing. This is a great song. I love it. I wish we could still play licensed music.
Is Kevin Gates a one-hit wonder?
No, hell no.
No.
Kevin Gates got a lot of good songs.
What's he up to? I know nothing about him.
He got 2 phones.
Okay, very good. Very good. You only have 1 phone, correct?
Yes,
actually, you actually technically have 2 phones, don't you?
I
Within
do have
1 phone. Don't you? Was that Scooby Doo? What was that?
Yeah,
Are you a pirate?
What are you talking about?
Don't you have?
Chill. You can't tell you everything. How you?
He's saying because you have WhatsApp.
Nah, yeah.
You have a different number on WhatsApp.
Google Voice is what I was referring to. Yeah.
Damn, kid.
What?
Chill.
What's wrong?
Chill. You
This
got my business out there like
I'm just saying you have 2 phones.
No, I got 2 phones because I got my old phone at the crib.
What do you use that phone for?
You know, it's just there just in case this phone, like when this
Does
phone.
it work?
When this phone, my screen broke for a little bit, I had to get it replaced. I used my old phone. I just took the SIM card out and put it in my old phone.
You can still do that in the year 2026?
On Google or on Android, you can. I don't know about iPhones. I don't deal with the
You
iPhones.
fascinate me.
You fascinate me. You and Ben, between you two, I don't know what to do. Ben's a snitch.
What did he
do? Yesterday when you tried to snitch on me, he a little snitch.
I'm not familiar with the story.
Oh, you didn't hear about what happened?
No.
With the food?
No, I was busy yesterday. I was up in Door County.
Well,
I didn't hear the whole show.
Well, he lied. Well, he told an executive vice president that
of the company?
Yes, that I eat food inside a place I'm not supposed to eat food. Meanwhile, he didn't.
A conference room? Or
yes,
what? Okay.
yes. And he didn't tell her that he also eats food in the conference room. He tried to throw me under the bus.
Oh, just you?
Just me.
Why would he do that?
Because he's a snake.
Here's the thing.
And a snitch.
As you're well aware, I no longer produce the show, but when I did, every day I was eating lunch in conference room.
Well, I don't know why you're admitting that.
Well, I don't do it anymore.
I don't do it anymore either.
As of yesterday?
No. As of once I stopped having to do 2 shows, I can eat at noon. I don't have to wait till 1 o'clock to eat. Ben just did it for the hell of it because he's just not a rule follower. He breaks the rules. He does what he wants, and he just kisses ass at everybody. Who's his best friend in the office?
Our vice president and market manager, Greg Scales.
And then he goes and takes a trip over the weekend with an executive vice president.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then he's just chumming it up with another executive vice president. All he does is put his lips to ass around here. Lips to ass. Yep. And then you over here telling my business.
I just said you have 2 phones.
Bro,
relax,
dude. I didn't need you. And then did I not say chill? What is chill? When somebody say chill, bro, chill. What does that mean?
I did stop.
You just did it again.
You got 2 phones. What's
No,
the
I
big
don't.
deal?
I have 1 phone.
With a second phone number.
Thank you. Now, when I say chill, that means stop.
I tried to give you a way out, too, on the WhatsApp thing.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
I
said,
got
WhatsApp. He said, no.
Well, okay. Can we just get this out of the way? I'm not, implying he's
just
got side chicks.
No.
That's not what I'm implying.
No one thought that until you just said that.
What
are you doing?
Why are you putting that in the atmosphere?
But again, I'm not implying that. I'm being very explicit. That is not what I'm implying.
Well, don't put that out there because I for damn sure ain't got 2 chicks. I can't afford 2 chicks. I only love 1 chick. And I for damn sure after signing the paperwork can't afford to pay 1 chick while looking for other chicks. Okay? So I'm done. I love 1. This is crazy.
As I said.
You outrageous.
Well, as I said, that's not at all what I'm implying.
I don't know what you're implying.
I'm being very straightforward about this. I'm not at all implying any malfeasance. Nothing like that.
I don't even have 2 phones. That's the crazy thing.
You got 2 phone numbers.
No, I don't have 2 phone numbers. When have I ever called you from this other random phone number?
Well, I don't think that phone number's for me. It's for other adventures.
I can't stand this guy. I really can't. I don't have 2 phones. I have 1 phone number. And the phone number is 800-990-3776.
That's the Karl Brust text line. Your way in to Kyle and Brust as we are hanging with you until 5 o'clock this afternoon. I'm Alex Strouf in for Ben Brust alongside my buddy Kyle Wallace, who definitely doesn't
shut
have
up.
2 phones.
Don't say it.
He definitely doesn't have 2 phones. I just said that.
Okay.
Definitely doesn't have 2 phone numbers.
And the reason why people have 2 phones is for what, Strouf?
1 for the plug and 1 for the load.
Yeah. I love that song. That's what people. Anybody has 2 phones, suspicious. I will say that, suspicious. Unless it's a work phone.
He's just been admitting that you have 2 phones.
I don't have 2. Well, I have another phone I don't use, but it's very suspicious behavior. Especially if your friend, if you have a friend that has 2 phones, I'll be very honest. I had a friend that had 2 phones but had no job. I said, bro, what? I said, what do you need 2 phones for? Like, what are we doing here? Like,
how is it paying your 2 phone bills?
Is it high? Am I in trouble of danger in this house at any moment? Like, bro, 2 phones for what?
You're unemployed. Why?
Yeah, not a friend anymore. But,
why not?
You know,
was he doing some shady stuff?
The older you get, you got to drop certain people. You can't be in certain situations. The older you get, when you start getting to a point where you start having a good career, you like, you know what? This guy here, he's a little bit too high. I'm getting too old for this. Too old to be in these situations.
All right, I intended to talk Brewers here. That did not happen. We will do that coming up next. It's Kyle and Brust, ESPN Wisconsin.
You're dealing with Kyle and Brust.
Man, Kyle, do you ever know what you're talking about?
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. All day, every day. The Karl Brust talk and text line is open for you.
We're not trying to get from A to B. We're trying to get from A to SB, as in the Super Bowl.
800-990-3776. The Karl Brust talk and text line. This is more.
Right now, more than 100,000 children waiting in foster care need our help. The Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption is focused on finding them safe, permanent homes. Learn more at davethomasfoundation.org.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Ben Brust here for Road America, America's National Park of Speed. Get out of the house this summer and enjoy a great weekend at Road America, located conveniently between Milwaukee and Green Bay in Elkhart Lake. This legendary 4-mile, 14-turn road course has been hosting the world's best racers since 1955. Bring the whole family. Kids 16 and under get in free with a paying adult at the gate. Camp on site, explore the grounds, and take in racing your way. It's more than a race, it's a full-day experience. Up next is the Moto Sports Car Endurance Grand Prix featuring IMSA, July 30th through August 2nd. Come for the experience, stay for the race. Get your tickets today at roadamerica.com.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer.
providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
Every homeowner has a list. That roof, those windows, that bathroom you've been meaning to update. If you've been putting off home improvements, you're not alone. At Exterior Pros and Baths, they help homeowners upgrade their homes with beautiful roofing, siding, windows, doors, gutters, and bathrooms built to last. Right now, save up to $3,000 on your next project. Don't wait until a small problem becomes an expensive one. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com. Exterior Pros and Baths. Done right, built to last.
Hey Wisconsin, it's construction season and the Wisconsin DOT wants to help you safely navigate work zones in your area. Check 511wi.gov or download the free 511 app to see current road work, closures, detours, and camera views on your route. Wherever your travels take you, know before you go with 511wi.gov. That's 511wi.gov. And remember, know before you go. Always park the phone while driving. Sponsored by the Wisconsin DOT.
It all started with a small storefront and a big promise. Treat every customer just like family. For decades, local families have trusted Sendix to provide the freshest food, the warmest smiles, and a place where community comes first. From generation to generation, we have grown together. Because Sendix is more than just a grocery store. It's home. Thank you for allowing us to serve you for the past 100 years. Here's to the next 100 years. Sendix, your trusted local grocer.
It's a summer of big wins with WinFest at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. Just play with your Potawatomi Rewards card for entries and your chance to win cash and reward play all summer long. Then keep the excitement going because all your monthly drawing entries roll over into the WinFest final drawings on September 25th, where you could win cars, dream vacations, free play, and cash. Don't miss out on WinFest, only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Don't think twice. Call Geis.
Don't let a busted garage door get you down. Call my friends at Geis today. For 70 years, Geis has been the trusted garage door authority in Wisconsin. With brands like CHI and LiftMaster, they have doors for every budget and will even build custom designs to get your exact needs. For swift and reliable garage repair solutions, go to geisdoors.com. That's GEIS doors.com. You can also visit their amazing showroom in Brookfield, featuring hundreds of doors and openers and their custom design room.
Don't think twice. Call Geis.
Let the good times roll. Kyle and Brust are back on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Yeah, Kyle and Brust continues. ESPN Wisconsin, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison. I'm Alex Strouf in for Ben Brust alongside Kyle Wallace with you until 5 o'clock this afternoon. Over at MLB.com, Brewers.com, Brewers writer Adam McCalvy details what the Brewers are looking at just 10 days out from the MLB trade deadline and pretty much confirms the team will be buyers. Come the trade deadline just 10 days away, August 3rd is the trade deadline. McCalvy writes, Milwaukee officials have touched base with Detroit about starter Tarek Skubal and with San Diego about closer Mason Miller. So inquiring about very good arms are the Milwaukee Brewers a week and a half away from the MLB trade deadline, Kyle, over at ESPN.com.
Love it.
Listed that they will be actively adding at the trade deadline. So this is what we all want to see, right? We are all under the impression, Kyle, that this Brewers team in 2026 is even better than the Brewers team in 2025, as they are just a half game back from the best record in all of baseball and in the National League behind only the Dodgers, the team they lost to in last year's NLCS. This is the year to recognize you have a golden opportunity, so you better make the most of it over the course of the next week and a half. But this article on the team's website tells you they are looking to add. That's an encouraging sign for me.
You know what? I am very excited because I've always been apprehensive when it comes to going all in with my mindset that the Brewers are actually going to be buyers at the deadline. And so I'm excited to hear from Adam McCalvy, who covers the Brewers for so long. So if he reported this, that means he has some type of inside information that the Brewers are making calls. Now, this is the thing I am concerned about, is that the Green Bay Packers in the past, before we got Micah Parsons, what did they always say about the trade deadline? they would make the call, right? Oh, we do our due diligence. I hope this isn't just a due diligence call, and I hope this is a call where the Brewers are actually thinking, what is it that we have to do to make this happen? Because the Brewers have the assets not only in the majors, because you got some good young arms in the major leagues, you got some players up here at the major leagues when it comes to fielders, but you got some good young arms on the pitching staff that are major league ready arms. You've seen a couple of them pitch before. You've seen Logan Henderson pitch, Robert Gasser, Brandon Sproat. So you have some guys that are up here, and then you have some good guys in the minor league. So you have what it takes to get the job done to get Skubal, and you have what it takes to get the job done to get Mason Miller as well. So I'm just very curious of how genuine it is for the Brewers to actually say, are we just making the call to see exactly gauging what we would need to offer, or is it, hey, we're locked in, we want to get this? Because when it came to the Micah Parsons deal for the Packers wanted Micah. The Packers wanted Micah Parsons. That's exactly what they wanted to do. Just like when it came to the Bucks, and then when they wanted Drew Holiday, they wanted Drew Holiday. And what did we do in both those deals? We overpaid. And Micah, I don't think we overpaid for Micah, but we paid a pretty penny for him. Drew Holiday, we paid a lot of money for him, right?
And I do it all over again both times.
Exactly. So when you really want something, you go all in. And so I'm very interested to see whether or not, if the Brewers do win this sweepstakes, what they put in and like what they had to do to get him. But when I look at the two guys, give me Mason Miller. I know Skubal is the guy.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Because here's my problem. Is Skubal is a rental, and I will love him, and especially with Brandon Woodruff being down, Kyle Harrison, he's a rookie this year. He hasn't been in a big moment in the playoffs, and we're looking at this. We don't know exactly what's happening with the Miz, whether or not they're limiting his innings, his pitch count, whatever it is. But it would be nice to get Skubal because he can definitely shore up your bullpen in a great way. But Mason Miller isn't a rental. He's a guy that now you have the 7, 8, and 9 inning locked up with the 3 relievers that you have, and then you also have him locked up for 3 more seasons. Like that to me, when I think about the Brewers, this isn't just a window of opportunity for 2026. I think this Brewers team, though they have been so good when they had Craig Counsell and now under Pat Murphy, I think the sky is the limit for the Brewers this year and moving forward for the next 3 to 4 seasons. And I think getting a closer in here that can really help that back end of the bullpen be lights out and electric, I take that as well. Because the Brewers, the pitching wasn't an issue in the playoffs last year. Mm-hmm. It wasn't, right? Mm-hmm. It was the bats. So
but you're down to Freddie Peralta, right? You lose your ace from last year. Obviously, you have a very good ace in this year in Jacob Misiorowski.
And even the guy, even these guys, just Pat Murphy finds a way. Chad Patrick last year in the playoffs was magnificent for the Brewers, right? The they find a way to get these guys to get them there. Imagine if you can find a way to get to inning number 7 and the game's over. Imagine that.
Yeah, I'm going to make it very simple for you, though. You can never have enough pitching. You can never have enough pitching. It's as simple as that.
That's
you
very
just
true.
can't, right? So a Tarek Skubal would be a terrific addition, the back-to-back Cy Young Award winner in the American League. Now, obviously, he's not pitching as well. He's dealt with some injuries this year, and the Tigers aren't as much in contention as they were in past years, so that's what makes him available. But he is a very intriguing idea to me. And adding a starter to this rotation that has dealt with so many injuries throughout this season. Obviously, Quinn Priester has not even sniffed a start this season.
I don't think he'll pitch this year.
Brandon Woodruff is done for the season.
He sure is.
You've got some inconsistencies in a guy that you mentioned, Kyle Harrison, who, by the way, is in his 3rd season, debuted in 2023.
This is like his first full season.
No, he started 24 games in 24.
Did he? And then in 25,
second full or third full season.
So was he up the whole time last year with Boston?
Well, he started the season in San Francisco, was traded to Boston, and then traded to Milwaukee.
So did he start the whole time in Boston last year?
He started 2 games, played in 3 in Boston, started 4 games, played in 8 for San Francisco.
Okay, so last year was not
as good of a year as it started out to be this year. But there's some serious concerns about what his future looks like. So adding a starter to this rotation, now Shane Drouin has been an awesome story.
Crazy.
Right? Robert Gasser's been a pretty good story for the little time he's been back.
Shane's been the big surprise to me.
I totally agree.
Kyle Harrison.
But can you rely on that 3 months from now?
That's the thing, is that we're not sure, but to us, the pitching has not, in multiple postseasons. Now, Pat Murphy's been the coach and manager for 2 postseasons now, and pitching wasn't the issue. It wasn't. We've had the same consistent issue, but I get it. You can't have too many arms, especially with the fact that pitchers have a bigger impact on a game consistently than a bat. Because when you talk about a pitcher can give you 6 innings, 7 innings, and then on a couple of days rest can come back out there, right? And they can keep you in the game. So I fully understand that. So my biggest question mark with the Brewers in the playoffs has been, even if your pitchers keep you in the game like the Brewers have done in the past, 1 run, 2 run, 3 runs is not going to get it done. It's not.
Ben, pulling out on the Cardinals Tucker text line, Ben in the 262, just simply says, why not get them both? Just go all in. If you're going to go all in, get them both. Yeah. I think that's a pretty tall task.
The Brewers that wouldn't even give up any prospects for Geno Suarez is going to give up their entire farm system for those two players? No way.
Yeah, no. Mason Miller, you mentioned, is under team control through what?
2029.
Now, and Scott, the 262 points out. With next season up in the air, you got to go all in for the rental this year, in his opinion, because there may not be a season next year.
There'll be baseball. They'll have a shortened season next year. Don't you worry.
I hope you're right.
We've been here before. They'll have a short. Hell, in a shortened season. Might be even better for the Brewers. A little sprint, a short sprint, the Miz, and a short sprint.
That could be good for him.
I think the Brewers are a marathon team.
I don't know. The Brewers are.
I think they're both.
I mean,
I just think they're that good.
Through 100 games,
I would say the Dodgers are like a sprint team where they just get everyone healthy at once. Like if you have to run 100 meters as fast as you can,
the Dodgers are much more of a sprint team.
You need a
than the
1600 team that's going to wear you out and then win a lot of games. It's the Brewers.
Nice analogy in the track and field there. Well done.
Thank you.
I guess I'm so used to the Brewers just consistently playing well.
They're on pace to win 100 games this year. That is not something you mess with, man. That's not something you just stumble into. So I think it would be idiotic to not do your thorough research on both the guys listed as well as other guys that might be on the market.
So which one is it more imperative to you for the
I'd rather have a starter because I feel good enough about the back end of the bullpen.
So go starter, bat, then closer.
I think that's got to be first.
I think.
I don't know, man. Joey Ortiz, pretty damn good third baseman.
If Woody was still healthy, it would be bat first. But now it's starting pitcher.
Yeah, with the injuries, it has developed in starting pitcher. I really, again, my biggest concern. Call me crazy, but I really do think the Brewers pitching staff, even as is, right, not having Brandon Woodruff. I think once we get to the playoffs, though you have a lot of inexperienced guys who haven't been there, they'll some way find a way to patch it together. They'll some way find a way to keep the Brewers in the game. It has been the best that has continuously been our Achilles heel in the playoffs, over and over and over. And so that's why I just want that to be resolved, and that's why I'm concerned if we trade, which we're not going to trade Bidet. But hopefully they don't trade Fisher because Fisher's the big bet that you've been clamoring for, and he's going to be up in the major leagues probably next year at some point. Like, you can't trade any guys who can really hit for power because you need some power bats for the long term.
To the starting pitching argument in the playoffs, though, the Dodgers last year, the starting pitching dominated the Brewers. What was it? Snell, Yamamoto, Glasnow, Shohei. They gave up, 4 runs in 4 games?
Yeah, but look at the Brewers pitching staff wasn't bad in those games. You're talking about 5-1, 4-1, 3-1, like 2-1, I think, or maybe it was 3-1 and 4-1 twice, or whatever it was. That's not bad. You know what I'm saying?
Like, but I'd take Skubal, who pitched very well in the playoffs last year.
Correct. But you're still losing 3-1. You're still losing 3-1.
Not if he only gives up 1.
Yeah, but the good news is, like, maybe Christian Yelich is just getting the slump out of the way early, so he doesn't slump in the postseason.
That's the hope.
It's been rough. I've been open for over a week at this point, maybe longer than that, to the conversation of moving him out of that leadoff.
I'm not open to
That's the problem.
No, he can still be the DH. I just don't want him at leadoff. I'd rather have Jackson at leadoff.
Whatever Pat Murphy wants to do, he can do.
That's fair. He has earned that blind faith.
That's what I'm going to do. Let's poll, though. Would you rather have a bat pitcher or relief pitcher?
Let's throw that on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee. Before we hit a break, I do want to hear from Nate in Orlando, who's got some thoughts on what could benefit the Brewers on the Cardinals Talk and Text line, 800-990-3776. Thanks for holding, Nate. What do you got?
What's up, guys? Great show today. So
thank you, sir.
Here's my thing. I don't think people have been talking enough about how the strike or lockout or whatever you technically call it actually is going to benefit the Brewers inordinately more than any other organization. When you think about an organization actually having to operate within payroll constraints, right? So let's set the Dodgers aside. The Brewers have probably been the best franchise, best team over the past 10 years. But then you just have this big bad behemoth that can spend $500 million. So if that upcoming strike were to actually result in a salary cap, that's absolutely massive news for the Brewers, for Brewers fans, because now it's actually easy to make the, you can actually win. I mean, you actually have the Dodgers not just being able to spend, not being able to spend $65 million on Kyle Tucker for him to play below a replacement level player like he is this year. Mm-hmm. So they just can do whatever they want. Even if you go and get Skubal, you still might not have like that big of an edge over the Dodgers. And then look at their lineup and the power in their lineup when home runs matter in the playoffs more than the Brewers. Yes. I don't want to give up on the Brewers in advance. I don't want to be that guy. Guys, if you say if the Brewers play the Dodgers 10 times in the NLCS this year, how many times are they going to win? I'm going to say 2 at most. If they could hypothetically face off against each other.
I think it's like 3. I'm not far from you, Nate. But to go back to your initial comment on the strike, Here's what's complicated about a potential strike next year, because they're going to debate more than just a salary cap, which many teams are not going to be in favor for, which is what's going to lead to likely a shortened season, is what a lot of us think.
You mean players?
Well, right, that too.
Players aren't going to be in favor for
that too, right? Because if you're
there's
making
more teams are going to say yes to that. Players are going to say
Bonko bucks. I think what's very likely is a salary floor. All right, you have to spend at least X amount of dollars on your roster.
A salary floor comes with a salary cap,
right? But
you can't
and
tell.
The Brewers obviously aren't going to max out their cap because that's just not how they operate. Mm-mm. But if there's a floor, I think that can actually benefit the Brewers, because maybe you decide to keep a Willie Adames around, right? That's just a recent free agent that popped in my brain.
A salary floor benefits players a lot, especially young players too. If you allow for young players to come up, but at the end of the day, I'm not focused on whether or not how many games the Brewers are going to play next year. I'm more focused on, are the Brewers going to make a deal this year, right? Like, how serious are the Brewers about winning a championship? We will find out on August 3rd, by the time Kyle and Brust is over, whether or not the Brewers are serious about going all in, or the Brewers believe they have what they need in order to compete for a championship this year. I do not believe we are a scuba away from going to a World Series.
Joshua P. Vegas on YouTube says, I'd rather pay for a pitcher than a hitter. They are less slump prone. That's on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee. And
got your pitcher, Lance McCullers.
Ken in the 608 said, Will, isn't the 1,600 meter a sprint now? I don't think that's technically true.
It's like the longest track and field. Besides, like some have the 3,200, but that's only in like the Olympics in college, I think. In high school, it's the 1,600.
All right, well, there you have it.
How fast are you, Will? What's your 40 time?
40? I never ran a 40. We did 60s in baseball.
What's a good 60 time? 6 point what?
Anything under 7's good.
And were you under 7?
My best was 6'9".
Nice. Very nice. More Kyle and Brust coming up right after this on ESPN Wisconsin.
You're along for the ride with Kyle and Brust.
But then when you whoa,
so whoa off now.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
For 250 years, America has moved forward together. One generation, one family, one community at a time. At the Kunis Auto Group, we're proud to celebrate 250 years of freedom, progress, and the journeys that unite us. To mark this historic milestone, we're giving away 11 brand new vehicles with a total retail value of more than $250,000. Go online for one entry. Plus, enter in person at any Kunis Auto location, and it counts for 10 entries. No purchase necessary. Must be 18 or older to enter. It's our way of saying thank you to the communities we serve and the customers who trust us to be part of their journey. Plus, we have over 1,776 vehicles under 30 grand group-wide, with payments for every budget. Happy 250th anniversary, America. Let's keep America moving together. See official rules and find your nearest location at shopkunis.com.
Life's better with American Family Insurance, because we know you love working weekends, if it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Hey, it's Jen Latta. One thing I've learned while working with 2-Day Painting is that great communication makes all the difference. Their team walked me through every step of my exterior painting project, from color selection to scheduling and project completion. They've also won the Top Choice Award 5 years in a row, and after working with them, I understand why. Every project includes a free color consultation to help bring your vision to life. Schedule your free estimate today at 2daypainting.com. That's 2daypainting.com, and tell them Jen sent you.
This is Wisconsin basketball head coach Greg Gard. This is 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD2, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle and Brust on 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube. With Kyle Wallace, here's Ben Brust.
Kyle and Brust continues. ESPN Wisconsin, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee, at ESPN Madison. Alex Strouf, Kyle Wallace with you. Thanks for hanging out with us on this Thursday. Appreciate you being here. We're with you until 5 o'clock tonight across ESPN Wisconsin. Matt LePay, the voice of the Badgers, is going to join us in 6 minutes. Is the Matt. What are you talking about, dude? You could faintly hear you yelling in the background. What's going on?
Will, did you hear anything I was saying?
Yep.
For real?
All of it.
What'd I say?
I don't want to repeat it.
Exactly. You were lying.
You should know I'm very easily distracted, and
But
you were not being quiet.
They can't hear me on air.
Very faintly.
They can't.
What are you yelling about? What's wrong?
My computer was dying. I need to charge. I need some juice, baby. Juice.
Got it. All right, so the poll is in the field on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee, at ESPN Madison. Which position should the Brewers add at the trade deadline? Starting pitcher, singular, not plural. Bat or relief pitcher? Right now, 56% of people lead with the starting pitcher.
Yeah, I think that's a really good thought because pitching is so impactful in the game.
Weren't you in on the relief pitcher though?
No. See, the problem is that I'm looking for the future. I'm not just looking for now. Like I'm looking for now and the future.
But you got to capitalize on the now before you look at.
I think Mason Miller can help you capitalize on it now as well to make that back end bullpen lights out. And if you look at the Brewers historically, at least in the last playoff series, and you can go 2 years ago as well, the Brewers have lost a lot of close playoff games, not 8-7. A lot of close games have been 4-1, 3-1. Like even the game against when they lost when Devin Williams blew the save against the Mets was that 4-3?
Yeah,
3-2, something like that. So like those are
4-3 there.
Yeah, they're all close games, right?
Oh,
so,
that one was a heartbreak.
That was.
Talk about where were you when moments, as we were talking about with the Badgers earlier, man. Oof, I know which bar stool I was sitting on.
Yeah, very sad. But my whole point is that I just understand starting pitcher is exactly what you want, but I do believe that the Brewers, just based off of history, they find a way to get it done with the starting pitcher pitching in the playoffs. It's just been the bats. And so we can go there and we might find ourselves in the 2026 postseason where we have great starting pitching. But again, if you can't get runs, you can't generate runs the way that you do in the regular season, it's all for naught. Like at this point now, playing in the regular season is just all fun. The Brewers need to be gearing up to get themselves ready for the postseason. They've shown that they can make the playoffs. They've shown they can win the NL Central. Now it's about showing you can actually get to a World Series and win a World Series. That's what this organization needs to be about from now until 2032 when they have this window. Mm-hmm. It needs to be about winning a World Series.
Reading some of your thoughts on the Cardinals Talk at text line, 800-990-3776, 800-990-ESPN. Chef Ed chimes in. I'll be ruffling feathers, but I think this roster is good enough right now. I believe that with Ohtani not being 100%, I like our chances versus the Dodgers. I think the Brewers are really good, really good. I think they're right there to being a World Series level team, right there. I don't think they're quite there.
I think
they need to add a piece or two between now and the next 10 days, and I think they're right there.
I think they're a World Series team. I just don't think they're better than, another team, the Dodgers. Like it's not out the realm of possibility for the Brewers to make it to the World Series. They're just, to me, not the front runner to make it to the World Series out of the NL. I think the Los Angeles Dodgers are a clear front runner. I think the Phillies and the Braves are two teams that you can definitely beat and compete with.
No.
And you can beat the Cubs as well.
He's Kyle Wallace. I'm Alex Strouf in for Ben Brust today here on Kyle and Brust across ESPN Wisconsin. Exciting day for us here at ESPN Wisconsin as your new home for Badgers athletics in Milwaukee is 620 WTMJ and right here on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee. Of course, 100.5 ESPN in Madison, your flagship for Wisconsin volleyball. Joining us next, the legendary voice of Wisconsin athletics. Our buddy Matt LePay will join us right after this on ESPN Wisconsin.
You're experiencing Kyle and Brust.
Hi, guys. Well, you made my day, I'll tell you.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
In Racine County, north and southbound 94 closed between Highway 20 and Highway K. Also northbound is closed at Highway KR because of yet another crash. So this whole area has been just a big old headache all morning long. Avoid 94 through Racine County. We've got eastbound 894 backing up from about Forest Home all the way to Lewis. Westbound
What's he doing today, counting his money?
Backing up through the Stadium interchange to Holly Road. Eastbound 94 is slowing down from Barker Road to Calhoun. And again from about 68th Street through to 35th. Southbound 43 heavy from before Good Hope Road to Bender Road and then from before Capitol Drive down to Locust. Planning a home project or need added flexibility? Tap into your home's value with the Home Equity Line of Credit from Great Midwest Bank. Visit greatmidwestbank.com, your simply local equal housing lender. And check out the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today. Touch warmer, sunny with a high of 77. Tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 63. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Wilde and Tausch, you won't miss a play.
Yeah, coaching matters a lot, and we've fallen short. Those are the facts.
Matt LaFleur's on the clock, man. And I know he got an extension, but I'll say this. If they revert and don't get better, you're evaluated on your results.
Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Everybody knows, it's championship or bust. That is what Green Bay is. And unfortunately, we've had 15 years of bust.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN, ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube channel, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Kevin Moret for Mentality. For our guys wanting to lean up and preserve their muscle mass, nothing is more powerful than combining testosterone therapy with GLP-1s. The TRT builds muscle and fuels metabolism, while GLP-1s target fat stores of the body. Clients currently combining these two revolutionary treatments look better than they have in years. This treatment isn't for everyone, only the guys that want next-level results. Start today at lowtusa.com. That's lowtusa.com.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Ben Brust talking about our great friends at Road America. Turn your day into an experience at Road America. Just a short drive from Milwaukee and Green Bay, this legendary track offers more than just racing. Walk the grounds, explore every corner, and watch action from wherever you want. Kids 16 and under get in free with a paying adult at the gate. And on-site camping lets you stay all weekend. Up next is the Moto Sports Car Endurance Grand Prix featuring IMSA, July 30th through August 2nd. Great food, great views, and non-stop action. Road America, where racing meets the outdoors. Check out roadamerica.com.
Shopping for new windows and doors shouldn't feel like a negotiation. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin doesn't believe in games. They never inflate pricing, and there's no high-pressure sales pitch. Just premium windows and doors built for long-term comfort, beauty, and peace of mind. Buy direct through Pella, and one trusted team handles everything with Pella certified installers every step of the way. Real pricing, premium quality, no games. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
From office lunches to family celebrations, Cousin Subs has the crowd-pleasing catering you need. Choose from customizable party boxes, individual box lunches, fresh-baked cookies, and our classic party chips. Everything you need to satisfy any size group, big or small. Ordering is easy online or on the Cousins app, so you can focus on the fun, not the food. Cousin Subs, we believe in better.
Your home is about as personal as it gets, right?
We want to build a relationship with homeowners, not only educating them, but we're getting to know them and allowing them an opportunity to get to know us.
Yeah, the interview goes both ways. Mm-hmm. Getting to know people while also serving them. It's so much more than just, okay, we're replacing your roof.
Besides that, it's just the right thing to do. See how Big Fish Contracting is renovating homes and redeeming an industry at bigfishcontracting.com.
Have no fear, the chaos is here. Lucky you. This is Kyle and Brust on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
On Wisconsin, Milwaukee's new home for Badgers Athletics is 620 WTMJ and right here on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, 100.5 ESPN Madison, of course, your flagship for Badgers volleyball. But the man who's been behind so many iconic moments, we were talking earlier about where were you when moments, the man who highlighted that, it's, of course, the legendary Matt LePay, who joins us now on the Yuengling guest hotline. Yuengling, the oldest brewery in America, now officially in Wisconsin. DG Yuengling and Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly. Matt, I know you're maybe disappointed that Ben Brust is on his 14th vacation of the summer because Will, who's producing the show for us today, told us that you've brought a prop with you.
Did. As I told the guys on WTMJ this morning, I still have yet to get an autograph from Ben.
Oh, my
big shot that tied the game against Michigan, sent it into overtime. I wonder how many of these Ben has in his own home office. What do you think? What's the over-under?
I have been to his house, so I can confidently set the over-under at 4.5.
I'll take the over.
Yeah, you should. That would be the smart play. Yeah. That'd be the smart play.
Shot that made him famous.
Correct. He doesn't like when we say that, though. He doesn't like when we say that. But
he said, "I was
he made bigger ones." No. He made bigger, but he hasn't. I've been trying forever to get an autograph this thing, and his price tag's a little high. So I'm thinking now that we're on over there with you guys, maybe I can get a discount. But we'll see.
We'll see what we can do. He's a tough negotiator. Yeah. I know that much.
He is. The businessman.
I'll tug his shirt a little bit, just a little bit. But, Matt, I mean, you've been a legend here in Wisconsin for so long. When you first arrived here at Wisconsin, did you ever envision that you would be the voice of the Badgers?
No, not for this long. I figured I would bounce around because that's how this business works. I mean, when I first got here, there was no exclusive rights. We had 4 different broadcast feeds, football, 2 ones for basketball, and then by late 80s, by 1999, it became exclusive. So this will be season 39 for old dude here with basketball and I think 33 with football coming up. Started goes back to 1994 with football, 1980, 89 basketball when I had darker hair and maybe weighed a few pounds less and all of that stuff. But now I've grown old. I've grown old with the Badgers, but it's been fun.
Matt, Sean Eichhorst, the new athletic director, have you had the opportunity to spend some time with him? And obviously, he was here a decade and a half ago, which, not to age you, Matt, but you were also certainly here. So I imagine you knew him prior to coming in as the athletic director. But what's the relationship like? What do you make of the new athletic director at the University of Wisconsin and Sean Eichhorst?
Yeah, I've known him for for 20 years. He's become a friend even since the time he left Madison, his stops at Miami and Nebraska and then at Texas. We've had a chance to talk a few times here. He's just starting the gig, but we've had some conversations already, and I'm sure that'll pick up. I'm sure he's got 8 million things on his plate right now, but to me, guys, this is just such a good fit because he has institutional knowledge, which I think at the University of Wisconsin is important, but he also has experience in other places and, in his own words, been knocked down. But he's had great success as well at other stops. And I think this last one in particular at Texas, being a deputy AD in a very, very successful program. We know football is the sport that you really need to be good with. But Texas is really good across the board. The Learfield Directors Cup standings, the all-sports standings, they've won that now 5 of the last 6 years. Wisconsin takes a lot of pride in being good in as many sports as possible. But I think there are things maybe that Sean learned at Texas that can translate to here. So I think it's a really fit matters. And I know that's cliche, but I think it does matter. And to me, Sean is a great fit for the Badgers.
With camp getting ready to start for our Wisconsin Badgers, beloved Wisconsin Badgers, what is a reason why fans should be excited for this 2026 season? A lot of new faces that we've seen over the years, but why is this finally the year where the Wisconsin Badgers get back to a bowl game?
Well, yeah, we all hope so that's the case. I think right now they're in the fans are saying, prove it to me. I think, for the longest time with football, you would give them the benefit of the doubt if there was big turnover. With basketball, they've been good enough, long enough that even with new faces, there's benefit of the doubt. And with football, it's like, okay, you got to show us. And I think where some of the optimism comes into play. One, I think, they've had an improvement in resources. Now, where that ranks in the Big Ten, I don't know, but I feel like it's far better than where the ranking would have been had we all known the measurements, had that been public knowledge. I feel confident it is better now than what it has been the last few years. I think the quarterbacks, the new faces, when I say quarterbacks, definitely we're talking plural, with the 3 new guys, with Colton Joseph, Deuce Adams, and Ryan Hopkins. There's a lot of talent there. I think there has been an upgrade there. The depth in the running back room, I think there's more of it. Abu Sama from Iowa State, I think, can be a really effective player. Brian Jackson from USC can be a bruising running back. And Darion Dupree, we saw flashes, certainly in that Illinois game of what he's capable of doing. So those are a couple of pieces. I think defensively, there's more speed in the secondary. They've made some upgrades there. They have some guys who have proven an ability to perform at the college level who are coming into this program. So those are some reasons. I know the schedule, it looks lighter than what it has been. I don't want to fall into that trap completely because I think USC is going to be very good this season. Penn State is almost always very talented. But, they don't play Michigan. They don't play Ohio State. They don't play Indiana. They don't play Oregon. They had a brutally difficult schedule last season. You measure it this year on paper, whatever that's worth. And instead of being the toughest, it's going to be probably toward the bottom. So we'll see if they're good enough to take advantage of that. But as Luke Fickell, in talking with him even back in the spring, Wisconsin's not at a point right now where it can just go out there and just put on the helmet and whoever will beat them. They have to prove that they can do that to the fans, and I think even more importantly to themselves, that they've got what it takes to win some of these bigger games that they're going to have on their schedule beginning on September 6th.
The voice of the Badgers, Matt LePay, with us here on the Yuengling Guest Hotline. I'm Alex Strouf, in for Ben Brust alongside Kyle Wallace here on Kyle and Brust on ESPN Wisconsin.
I'm kind of stoked that Matt LePay is going to be on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee.
Yeah,
I'm very stoked. Very stoked.
I think that also implies he's going to spend even more time with Tausch, which I don't know that he's stoked about that, Matt.
How is that relationship?
I don't want to speak for you, but I imagine you're probably going to be appearing on Wilde and Tausch more. I know you're filling in for Jason tomorrow on Wilde and Tausch. You're spending more time with Tausch. Is that a good thing?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. You may want to ask Tausch that. I'm not sure if he's real crazy about it. Yeah, anytime with Tausch, that's that's always a gift, right? He's America's host, or maybe America's guest, who knows? But he's a lot of fun to be around, and I think now he's got to put up with me for 3 hours tomorrow. But I'm playing like third fiddle tomorrow, like play by play. That's I'm probably the most talkative, right? It's just the nature of the position. Tomorrow, it might be the flip of that. Say, Jesse, Tausch, you guys take it, and I'll fill in a few blanks here. But no, we actually broke bread together last week here in Madison.
No kidding.
Mark and I and John Richter, the incredible director of operations with football. So there were no arguments, no deep discussions, really. A lot of small talk, a lot of laughs, and so yeah, I think it'll be a good thing. I think. I'll put it there.
I also think so, Matt. 2016 was the last time the Badgers played at Lambeau Field when they beat number 5 LSU. They've got a similar season opener this year when they host Notre Dame. Number one, the vibe of hosting a game at Lambeau Field. What is that like? And number two, is there a similar maybe upset brewing? Should we get excited like there was in 2016?
This would be bigger. I think in LSU that was definitely an upset. I can't pay attention to point spreads. That's kind of prohibited in my line of work. But I think it's more significant for this Notre Dame game than what it was for LSU. But LSU was a very, preseason top 10, I believe. The hat, Les Miles was still the coach there. And the atmosphere was just electric. I just remember being down in the field talking with some of the folks, working security at Lambeau Field. And they mentioned how loud it was, how the crowd popped at the end when Dakota Dixon had the big interception that sealed the win. LSU had great fan representation there. It was a perfect day in Green Bay. The weather was unbelievable. I don't know if they ran out of beer, but I'm guessing pretty close to that between Badger fans and LSU fans. And I'm hoping it'll be a very similar atmosphere. I know Notre Dame fans will be very well represented because they are thought to be a legitimate national championship contending team. With a lot of returning production from a year ago, starting with their quarterback. But it was, you walk into that place, you guys know this, you could walk into Lambeau Field today and there's just a vibe. And when you add that to a season opener, under the lights, Notre Dame, the big brand, I think as much has changed with college athletics, and a lot of that is uncomfortable for us with the portal and NIL and all of that. The atmosphere of a college game day is still hard to beat. And I'm setting the bar real high for what I think the vibe is going to be at Lambeau Field that night.
That team had so much talent in 2016. A lot of guys that played in the NFL and a couple guys that are making waves in the NFL currently right now.
Bucks in the NFL.
Yeah, right now. But you've been doing this for such a long time at a very, very high level. We've been asking our fans here on Kyle and Brust, what is their favorite moment, their best memory? What is your best memory from football or basketball calling it on the radio?
Oh, man, it's hard to pick one. I think the day Ron Dane broke the rushing record, which that should still stand, a silly NCAA statistical glitch, has taken that record away. But for a lot of us, Ron still has the rushing record. It was a game in middle of November, a beautiful day. They're boat racing Iowa. Ron has a big run. And I say that having called, multiple Rose Bowls, including the back-to-back wins after the 98 and 99 seasons. But the 99 game against Iowa is right up there. The first Big Ten championship game in 2011, when Brett's team went down to Indianapolis and beat Michigan State, a real wild back and forth game. Those are the fun moments. In basketball, it's kind of hard to beat the win over Kentucky in the Final Four. But I would also tell you, I mean, it's a kind of a sentimental thing, or not sentimental. It's a very emotional. One of my favorite calls actually was when we brought Howard Moore back to the Kohl Center a couple of years ago, after the awful car accident that he and his family were involved in 2019. Howard had not been at the Kohl Center since that tragic accident in May of 2019, but we surprised everybody at the Kohl Center and we announced that Howard was coming back on the floor. So that wasn't a game moment. That was as real gets. And just the reaction of the fans at the Kohl Center that day. There was surprise, there were tears, there were cheers. That favorite call, that's probably the one.
Yeah, I was at that game, and I get goosebumps thinking about it. The atmosphere of the Kohl Center that night was something I've never experienced, frankly. As Matt LePay joins us here on Kyle and Brust. Matt, before we let you go, obviously you filled in on Brewers for so many years, Brewers TV. Do you have any Brewers takes for us, as they have broken just about like every franchise record at this point in the season? They're trending towards 100 wins. We were just talking about the trade deadline in 10 days. You've got any Brewers takes for us?
I'm trying to think back of those days. That was some broadcasting malpractice when I was first filling in. They talk about a fish out of water, but it was a lot of fun. I really compare the Brewers with the Badgers, and I think right now of basketball, where you're not going to go dollar for dollar. Like the Badgers aren't going to go dollar for dollar with the blue bloods of college basketball in terms of resources. The Brewers aren't going to go dollar for dollar with the Dodgers, the Yankees, the Red Sox, so on and so forth, but they figure it out. They're just, I mean, do you have to have a little bit of luck? Yeah, but you have to be really smart in your player identification, your roster retention, making the right moves, and the Brewers are masters of that. Would we love to see another bat who could hit the ball out of the ballpark? Absolutely. Or do we have concerns with pitching and the Miz and his health? Yeah, but you speak of benefit of the doubt, and the Brewers just figure it out. I mean, look what they're doing right now. They just swept the Mets, a team that everybody thought would be right there in the thick of it as a legitimate World Series contender. They're stumbling. They haven't used their resources well. They've had bad luck, but they haven't used their resources nearly as effectively as the Brewers have, working with less. So do I expect the Brewers to get to the World Series? I think expect is a strong word, but there's a lot of reason to hope they can get there. And I know hope is not a method, but hope is what drives us as fans. And the Brewers every year are right there in the mix. And as an old guy, I've been here long enough where they were the cool kids on opening day and maybe through the month of May into June. And by now, you shove them to the side and it's countdown to Packers training camp. And we haven't had to say that for the last almost 10 years with the Brewers. They are always right there, and they always give you reason to believe that this is the year they break through.
Matt, you have been here a long time, so you've been around Wisconsin sports. So you saw Wisconsin sports. When you came to Wisconsin in '88, all the teams weren't good, right? And so which team is the most improbable one that you're like, oh, my gosh, they're great? Is it the Brewers actually being as good as they are now, the Packers going from being terrible to all of a sudden being this model franchise of the NFL, Wisconsin Badgers football or basketball all of a sudden becoming really, really dominant in both, their fields that they have, or is it the Milwaukee Bucks winning a championship?
I would put the Brewers and Badgers on the same line because there's no salary cap. We don't have that. And, I know there's a revenue share cap in college athletics, but, the NIL, there is no cap. And the Brewers deal with similar challenges, or the Badgers and Brewers deal with similar challenges in that regard, where they're in the NFL, we know there's a cap. In the NBA, what the Bucks did was remarkable. And I know they're in the rebuild mode right now, but they've done it once. So now we think, in time, you make the right moves, you get some good fortune, and you could get right back up there into the mix because of how the NBA is structured. Baseball hasn't been that way, and yet the Brewers are always there. And it's not that way in college athletics. And, we hope to see football get back into that mix. And basketball always is. There's always that chance. Yeah, they want to be better in March. That's Captain Obvious. But they put themselves in position to play in March Madness. So this next year, who knows? Maybe that's the year that they break through. The one thing with the football stuff that maybe now is it hurts, but in the long run, it's maybe not a bad thing. It makes us better appreciate those teams in the previous 30 years, or even more recently from 2010 to 2019, when they were a regular in the Big Ten, in the Rose Bowl, a regular in the Big Ten championship game starting in 2011. That's hard to do. And it makes us, I mean, we can get kind of complacent with it, always expecting they're going to be in a bowl game and many times a big bowl. And it doesn't always just work out that way. And maybe what we're going through now as fans, thinking, man, that stuff was pretty good. And let's see if this group can get back on the course to getting back to postseason games beginning this year and build from there.
I mean, you're talking about you got to call games where the Badger football team was scoring 70 points. They scored 83 against Indiana. They scored more against Indiana probably in that season than what the basketball team scored against Indiana.
I think if they scored 83 points against Indiana in a football game anytime soon, I think we'd all fall out of our seats.
Like, that's crazy.
What's also great. Yeah, and what's also crazy, when I first started doing this in basketball, Wisconsin was not beating Indiana here, there, or anywhere.
Right.
There was like a 31-game losing streak in that series. Wow. And now they always beat Indiana here in Madison. They beat them often in Bloomington, had a coulda, shoulda this last year.
Yeah.
But they just to see how that has turned around. But you're right, though, that the 83 against Indiana, I mean, they had 2 years where they were averaging better than 40 points a game. One with Scott Tolzien at quarterback, and then Russell in 2011. 40-plus points a game. That's crazy.
Man,
right now, we'd be, if we could get to like 25 to 30, fans would be excited.
State Street would look different.
We would be.
It would. But it just makes you appreciate that more and maybe, hopefully, understand how hard it is to put together. And you guys talked about it a couple of minutes ago with that 16 game when, think about the dudes. TJ Watt was, starting to emerge, and there were so many guys on the field in any number of games in that decade who are in the NFL, either are still playing or have played. The 2011 game for the Big Ten championship, Wisconsin and Michigan State, you had dudes all over the place, and that's the Badgers trying to get back to that, and hopefully, and I think there's reason to believe they have taken some steps to get back on that kind of a path this year.
Matt, you've been so kind with your time. We appreciate it. We know you're going from the Yuengling guest hotline now to the cousin sub of the day tomorrow, filling in for Jason Wilde on Wilde and Tausch. Now, this just came across my desk moments ago. You will be joined tomorrow at 11 a.m. by head coach Luke Fickell. Tausch, LePay, Fickell, 11 o'clock tomorrow on Wilde and Tausch. So prepare your hardballs, all right, Matt?
Oh, we're coming in. We're going to Miz. We're going Miz with him. So we're coming in at 103, 104, so be ready.
All right.
Appreciate the time, Matt. Thanks a lot.
All right, guys. Take care. Have a good one.
The great Matt LePay, the voice of the Badgers, which you can now hear starting with that Notre Dame game at Lambeau Field in early September right here on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, 620 WTMJ, Milwaukee's new home for Badgers athletics.
Strouf, do you remember when the Badgers were really good when you were younger? And they literally were just running over teams. And you had offensive linemen running downfield with John Clay because they had nobody to block, because they had already mauled people over, Gabe Karimi, John Moffitt. They're just all running with them downfield with their hands up in the air. That was probably, for me, the greatest time of Badger football, when they were going to those Rose Bowls and they were just dominating teams. Yeah, they lost games here and there, but they were so good, and they were just running over teams. It was just fun to watch. We had a brand of football that we knew exactly what it's going to be, but more importantly, we competed every week. Every time a team had to play Wisconsin, they knew we were going to hit with them. They knew they were going to have to play 4 quarters, and they knew that after that game, they're going to feel it. Whether we win or lost, they was going to feel it.
Dude, Matt LePay is the best, and you could hear some of the optimism in his voice. Like, okay, the tide's turning a little bit. Maybe my 9-3 ceiling I referenced earlier in the show, that might be a little high.
Oh, wait a minute. Kyle's not a Debbie Downer.
No, hold on. I think that is the absolute best case scenario because he referenced the schedule, right? There's no Oregon, there's no Indiana, there's no Michigan, there's no Ohio State on the schedule this year.
Thank goodness.
I'm curious what Penn State is. They have a first-year head coach, so they're kind of the Penn State Cyclones. They have Iowa State's coach, Matt Campbell. Yeah,
a good coach.
So I am curious, but if they, I don't know, like new quarterback, can he stay healthy? Is the offensive line going to be better than it's been in past years? All of a sudden, you might have a recipe for winning and scoring. What do you say? 25 points would get people out on State Street. Might be onto something there. Big thanks to Matt LePay, but again, big day for us here at Good Karma Brands, ESPN Wisconsin, as Milwaukee's new home for Badgers Athletics is 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee and our sister station, 620 WTMJ. So you'll be hearing a lot more from that fella, Matt LePay, starting this fall across our stations and, of course, the ESPN Wisconsin app. We'll talk some Packers finally. We've gotten this far and not talked any Packers today. We'll talk some Packers coming up next. Kyle and Brust on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
You're surviving Kyle and Brust.
That's what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying?
That's 100% what you're saying. Now, I disagree.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Starting off with delays along southbound 41 coming in from Good Hope Road. Pretty solid all the way to Capitol Drive. Northbound from Mayfair Road, going to be slow to Hampton. Southbound 43, heavy before Good Hope Road down to about Bender Road. Then again from Keefe through the Marquette interchange. Westbound 94 is backed up from 35th to Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound from 70th Street to 35th. Traffic is brought to you by IKEA. Teachers and educators receive 15% off during Teacher Appreciation Days, July 24th through August 3rd. Stop in today at IKEA Oak Creek or visit us online at ikea.us. Thank you, teachers. And check the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, a low of 63. Tomorrow, mostly sunny with a high of 78. One great day of golf can change lives. Join the Salvation Army Swing for the Kettle Golf Invitational, August 31st. Register your foursome today at samilwaukee.org. That's samilwaukee.org. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Patio season is here, and there's no better place to soak it in than Veer North. Hey, it's ESPN Milwaukee's Alex Strouf. Located on Milwaukee's east side, Veer North brings the energy with a spacious patio, elevated food, and handcrafted cocktails. Heading to a Brewers game, state fair, or a summer festival? Start at Veer North and take the shuttle. Exclusive for ESPN Milwaukee listeners. Mention ESPN Milwaukee and save 10% on your bill. Then stick around for live music, great vibes, and a menu that goes way beyond the basics. Veer North, Milwaukee's go-to destination all summer long.
It's a winning explosion at Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee. This July, Winplosion rockets in. Bursting with $300,000 in cash and reward play. For your shot at winning, just play with your rewards card. Then join us for the Thursday night prize drawings. Plus, every Winplosion entry also counts toward the big WinFest Grand Finale in September. It's Winplosion. Big bang, big bucks. Only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Ready for a weekend you won't forget? Get to the Brewers Series against the Rockies Friday, July 24th through Sunday the 26th. There's a game for every fan. See a Brewers postgame alumni legends game on Friday. Then collect a Brewers Guess Who giveaway Saturday night, courtesy of Gruber Law Offices. Looking for an unbeatable family day? Join the crew Sunday when the first 5,000 kids get a local artist t-shirt giveaway designed by Unfinished Legacy. Get tickets at brewers.com.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Meet Jim and Rita. We went on a motorcycle trip. But somewhere in Wyoming, Jim and Rita were in a serious accident. They blocked off the interstate and everything and took us to the hospital. Sometime later, Rita made a discovery. She had noticed that the bracelet was gone. And I asked the trooper, is there a chance we can go out there and see if it's still there? And amazingly, he found a couple of pieces.
It was only 2 tiny links of the bracelet.
Jim was determined to buy Rita another bracelet from Kessler's. And I had my checkbook in my hand. But when he arrived there, and I said, okay, how much? And she says, that's part of our warranty. Jim and Rita discovered the Kessler's miraculous, no small print warranty. It's just amazing that you guys do this.
And it's true.
If you bought it at Kessler's, it's guaranteed. It's just that simple.
It surely is miraculous.
Read the Kessler's miraculous, no small print warranty yourself at Kessler'sDiamonds.com.
Watch your step. You're with Kyle and Brust on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Big thanks to the legendary voice of the Badgers, Matt LePay, for celebrating with us on this awesome day. If you missed the news, ESPN Milwaukee, 620 WTMJ, your new home in Milwaukee for Wisconsin Badgers athletics, beginning with the Badgers-Notre Dame game at Lambeau Field. Pretty darn exciting day for us and for you. It's an awesome day as Badgers athletics is back on 620 WTMJ and will also be at least the football side and some other select games will be here on ESPN Milwaukee and ESPN Madison, of course, your flagship for Wisconsin volleyball, who's on the search for another national championship under head coach Kelly Sheffield. Alex Strouf, Kyle Wallace with you here on Kyle and Brust across ESPN Wisconsin with you until 5 o'clock. Levi in Stevens Point has been waiting for a while to talk a little Badgers. Let's go to the lovely city of Stevens Point, my alma mater. Levi, you're on Kyle and Brust. What's up, man?
What is up, Strouf, my man? And what is up, Kyle Wallace?
What up, Levi?
What is up, Levi in Stevens Point? What you got, buddy?
Oh, I'm doing really good. Before I get to my Badger take, I just want to let Kyle Wallace know that it's pretty funny, Kyle, that I know your birthday was back in June 7th. That's the same birthday as my brother, believe it or not.
Oh, what year was your brother born?
1990.
Oh,
same
wow,
as you.
you're twins.
Wow.
You're twins. Look at that. Sounds good. That's a great day to be alive.
Yes, sir. Okay, now I'll get to my point.
Actually, don't like sharing my birthday, Levi.
Best moment was, with my brother, but he's not really.
You gotta deal with that. What do you mean?
But
anyway,
I know. I get it.
Strange opinion to have. All right, continue, Levi.
All right. I was going to say about the Badgers back in 2015 back in the Final Four when it went to the Final Four when they beat Kentucky. I was with my brother. We visited my cousin up in Duluth, Minnesota. We went to a bar to watch the Final Four, and the Badgers beat Kentucky, which was great. But I can tell you this: I had too much to drink then. I thought I was broke. But let me finish. Because I thought I was going to do dishes in the back of the bar, but I didn't have to. But my brother and cousin saved my butt on it. So,
that's what family's for.
Funny,
That's
but,
what family's for. Spend too much on the bar tab.
You never pour around family. You never broke around family.
That's true.
Unless family's broke too. Then
you're all broke. Yeah, that would be the situation there. Well, there you go. Great. You got a little too drunk during the Final Four.
I mean, it was a great day. I still remember the emotions I had when we beat Kentucky. I was so excited. Again, I was fresh out of grad school, and I remember being at my parents' house, and I was watching the game inside my bedroom at that time because I don't like watching it around people. And just the level of excitement that I had that, yes, we knocked off Kentucky. We got our revenge after the year before. And I know people on State Street were celebrating. People in downtown Milwaukee were absolutely celebrating the fun of the Wisconsin Badgers going to a national championship game. Like, that is unbelievable that Wisconsin was going to a national championship game. But, I'm big on the story and journey, as a lot of us who work in media are, is Bo Ryan takes over this team. He makes sure they never finish out of the top four when he's the coach in the Big Ten. But then year after year, they're trying to break through. But it's Wisconsin. Will they ever do it? He finally got the team in a roster to be able to break through and get to a Final Four. Lost in, terrible fashion against Kentucky the year before, only to come back with a vengeance and beat that same Kentucky team that knocked you out the year before to get to the national championship game. Just a beautiful story. It didn't end the way we wanted it to end, but it still is great memory. So, we all remember kind of where we were the day the Badgers ended up winning in the national semifinal to go to the Final Four.
Absolutely. I believe
championship
that is
game.
Yeah, absolutely. All-time stuff. Fun to reminisce on the good old days. Some of the best moments in Badgers history. And, again, thanks to Matt LePay, the voice of the Badgers, for hanging out with us for a few minutes. He will be on Wilde and Tausch tomorrow with Tauschi. Jason still on what they believe they are calling his summer sabbatical. He'll be back next week.
I gotta take one of those. Anybody else take a sabbatical?
Luke Fickle going to join Wilde and Tausch
like
tomorrow.
3.
No, Will, when did I take a sabbatical?
A couple weeks ago.
I took 1 week off.
A honeymoon
I had
counts
a
as a sabbatical.
Other than that, I was out here grinding. I was here from January
I agree.
all the way to May for my bachelor party. I was here.
Kyle, I will never question your work ethic.
Yeah, I was here to the bachelor
If
party.
there's somebody in this building not named Gabe Neitzel whose work ethic I will never question, it's yours.
Yeah,
you know that.
Gabe is a
Calm
beast.
down. Calm down.
You're
Tell
the
very
kid to
defensive.
shut up.
Well, you call him the kid because you're an ornery old man.
He is a kid.
And I'm worried about how old you were getting. We will talk about that as we wrap up the 3 o'clock hour of Kyle and Brust right after this on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
You're dealing with Kyle and Brust.
I was in New Orleans telling stories. You in the middle of a quiz.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. Get ready, Milwaukee. Join ESPN Milwaukee and Yingling this Saturday night starting at 6 p.m. from Dugout 54 on Blue Mound for the ultimate Yingling watch party. Kick off your day with the ESPN Milwaukee Street Team. Score awesome Yingling prizes. Enjoy great food and ice-cold Yingling, then cheer on the first-place crew as they take on Colorado. Nothing says summer like baseball, friends, and America's oldest brewery. We'll see you Saturday at 6 p.m. at Dugout 54 on Blue Mound. DG Yingling and Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly.
An ESPN Radio Extra Point with Michelle Smallman.
He's 85-59, .694 winning percentage as a head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles. However, last year fell short of their expectations because they were coming off such a dominant Super Bowl victory. And he knows that the A.J. Brown drama caused a lot of discontent within that locker room. And if you listen to him and you read about what the Eagles have been doing, they've been putting a huge emphasis on team bonding and team building this offseason. Not only the coaching staff, but the players too. They've had team dinners. They've been going bowling. They're playing basketball. The players did a golf event. They realize that they need to find that cohesiveness that escaped them last year because of A.J. Brown and because of the way that he publicly told everybody that things were disjointed. So for Nick Sirianni, he doesn't need to worry about what people like us say. He needs to focus on the task at hand, which is getting the Eagles back to being a true Super Bowl contender.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses, or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code CLEAR to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code CLEAR to borrow up to $10,000. Use code CLEAR to borrow up to $10,000.
Your premier Michigan golf getaway includes rounds at Sweetgrass and Sage Run. Book Monday through Wednesday for best availability. Savor elevated dining and unwind at the full-service Drift Spa between rounds. Grab quick bites in the expanded Sage Run Clubhouse or refresh overlooking the 9th and 18th at Sweetgrass. It's all part of an unforgettable golf experience at Island Resort and Casino. Plan your getaway at islandresortgolf.com.
You never know when someone you care about might need a place like Curative Care. For more than a century, Curative Care has been helping children, adults, and families across southeast Wisconsin navigate developmental disabilities and find the support they need to thrive. They help families every step of the way, from early childhood through adulthood. They connect parents with resources, provide guidance through challenging times, and create a community where people truly belong. If you know someone who may be looking for answers and support for a loved one with developmental disabilities, visit curative.org. That's curative.org. Do it today.
Paul Hansen here, founder of Iron Jock. Worried about the heat this summer? Don't sweat it. Our gear is made for real life. Iron Jock apparel combines moisture wicking with superior cooling and advanced odor-fighting silver ion technology that eliminates 99.9% of odor causing bacteria so you are fresh for whatever's next. Our focus is simple. Make apparel that performs hard no matter where you are or what you are doing. Visit us at ironjock.com to experience the difference.
Let the good times roll. Kyle and Brust are back on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Yeah, Kyle and Brust continues. ESPN Wisconsin, the ESPN Wisconsin app, ESPN Milwaukee, ESPN Madison on YouTube. I'm Alex Strouf, your cousin sub of the day, in for Ben Brust alongside Kyle Wallace. And Will Summers, also a cousin sub of the day, in for C-Cat, who I believe is celebrating his birthday a couple days late, if I'm not mistaken.
He is.
Hey, you suck. You didn't know it was his birthday.
How would I know it was his birthday?
Our office administrator.
I
sent out
don't
an
read
email at the beginning of the week.
Some emails are higher priority than the others.
This is the same guy that forgot my name a couple months ago.
You listen, kid. All right, I get old
He said
sometimes.
kid
Okay,
because
he
he
is
doesn't
getting,
remember.
Kyle is getting old, by the way.
Yeah, I don't remember your name.
He's been old.
Bill, I don't always know your name.
Here's the thing. So we do a show prep meeting before the show.
Yeah.
About an hour long. We all get in a room. We pretty much just jam. It's a jam session, right? We're talking about what we're going to do on the show, what we're going to talk about. And you have this tendency to...
It's an addiction.
Rather than Google something,
I'm not addicted to anything.
you talk to your phone, which you have been doing on the air more and more recently. Take a listen earlier this week on Kyle and Brust.
What is the chances of me getting eaten by a goldfish?
You're such an idiot.
Actually, stop it right there. You had to ask your phone the chance of you getting eaten by a goldfish, which I think we can all acknowledge is zero. That's like asking, what if you get eaten by an ant?
Well, sometimes people like Homer, they come in and they make these wild statements that are completely false.
Well, people like Homer would be fair, but given that it's just Homer.
And
yes.
so what I do, instead of me trying to say, Homer, what are you talking about? That's not, I say, no. Let me ask the internet to just get all the facts. Because if you don't believe me, you got to believe the internet.
An old person feature, though, like, young people weren't excited about Apple's edition of Siri. Old people were.
Oh, I love talking to my
I'm sorry to those of you that may be listening on the device I'm about to say, but like
ageist.
Alexa's in their house, right? Hey, Alexa, what is the last time you did this? Hey, Alexa, listen to ESPN Milwaukee. You know, like.
Hey, Siri.
Right. Hey, Siri, listen to ESPN Milwaukee.
Phone only listen to my voice.
So I'm just astonished by the fact that you talk to your phone as often as you do.
Yeah, I don't understand. Like, here's the thing.
I never talk to my phone.
The whole thing is how stupid you sound is that you started off saying you Google stuff by talking to your phone. Bro, you could Google stuff by typing it or you can Google it by texting it. I'm just literally talking to text into my phone and it's reading it versus me having to type it out. Hey, newsflash, I actually speak faster than I type.
Do you know what sources are coming back at you, though, when it talks back to you?
Yeah.
Or is it just AI?
No, no. What question do you
So
want
just
me to
believe.
Ask your phone a question.
What question should I ask it?
How old is Alex Strouf?
Well, the phone.
Who is that? Who is Alex Strouf?
No, my phone doesn't know who Alex Strouf is.
If you Google it, you get an answer.
No, you know. Okay.
Google that for me, Will.
Who is Alex Strouf? They doesn't even know how to spell your name. They spelled it Strouf. S-T-R-O-H.
I just looked up. I Googled Alex Strouf in that time that you were doing that and got multiple results.
You Googled it, but I asked the name. That was bad. That was bad. Something else.
Something
what
else.
was the Badgers football record last year?
What was the Badgers football record in 2025?
No. Last year. That's not the question I asked.
The Badgers football team finished the 2025 season with an overall record of 4 wins and 8 losses.
Yikes.
And the conference record was 2 wins and 7 losses.
And it gives me sources of Wikipedia in Wisconsin.
Oh yeah, you know what they always say in school, Wikipedia.
In Wisconsin Badgers football. Yeah,
you
it's
don't
great.
type things.
Didn't Nick Sirianni just get ousted for doing this?
Yes, he did. He compared Dontavian Wicks to Keenan Allen, the former Packers wide receiver.
Did Nick Sirianni get outed for something? No.
Nick Sirianni wasn't exposed.
See, but if you Googled Nick Sirianni and hit news, it would come up.
He was asked who Dontavian Wicks, the former Packers wide receiver, reminds him of, and he said Keenan Allen. And if you go onto, ChatGPT or Claude or any of those AI sites, and you say compare Dontavian Wicks to one former NFL wide receiver, the answer is Keenan Allen.
Well, he also was asking it to come up with storylines to motivate his team, and it was just making up fake storylines.
It did say he became the target of viral social media hoax claiming accidentally leaked a ChatGPT prompt in a team email. It wasn't real, y'all. It was a hoax.
I love a good hoax. I got hoaxed. Hopefully no more hoaxing as we turn our attention to the Green Bay Packers coming up after this. Molly and Jim are coming up next on ESPN Madison. The Damn Sports Show coming up next on ESPN Beaver Dam. Kyle and I roll on with you. ESPN Milwaukee, ESPN Madison on YouTube, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee.
Things are still a bit slow on southbound 43 from Good Hope Road to Bender and then from Capitol Drive down through the Marquette to about the KK River crossing. Northbound just seen a little bit of a backup from Fond du Lac Avenue to north. Southbound on 41, backing up from Good Hope Road down to Capitol Drive. The northbound side's heavy from about Mayfair Road all the way to Silver Spring. We've also got some big delays westbound 94, mainly through the Stadium interchange, starting at about 30th Street all the way to Hawley Road. You're back on the brakes west of Highway 100 to the county line, and again, right past Highway F. On the eastbound side, got delays from 164 past Highway F, and then you're back on the brakes from about 68th Street to 35th. Painting doesn't have to be overwhelming. Let 2-Day Painting do the work. Ask about 15% off and free touch-ups for life. Schedule your free estimate at 2daypainting.com. And check the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, a low of 63. Tomorrow, mostly sunny with a high of 78. Weather is brought to you by Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin's Road America. IMSA is up next and is coming up July 30th through August 2nd. Get your tickets today and check out the full season schedule at roadamerica.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Kevin Rett from Mentality Men's Health. Here's what we've learned in treating 25,000 men. You can't just rely on testosterone alone anymore. To run at full capacity, your body needs peptide therapy on top of your TRT. Our physician's treatment designed to support your recovery, repair, and performance with peptide therapy. A custom plan around your numbers, monitored every step of the way. Testosterone levels the field, and peptides drive your results. Start today at lowtusa.com.
When your team needs custom gear, don't wing it. Big Frog Custom T-Shirts and More is your local partner for high-quality apparel with hands-on design help and services that actually feel, well, helpful. For your business, teams, or events, Big Frog makes it easy. Visit bigfrog.com/Mequon today.
Calling all High Life lovers, the Champaign of Beers is making history. They're selecting their very first mayor of the Champaign of Beers region. Share your story, throw your hat in the ring, and show us why you love High Life by visiting the Miller Brewery website. Must be 25 plus to sign up, 21 plus to enjoy. Celebrate responsibly.
We are the home for all your Bucks coverage. 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD Milwaukee. A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle and Brust on 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube. The 414 Hour is brought to you by Siding Unlimited, the 5-time winner of the National Pella Platinum Premium Certified Contractor of the Year. Looking for new windows and doors? Visit them at sidingunlimited.com.
It's the 414 Hour at 4 on K&B.
Are we not rapping anymore?
No, I never wanted to rap.
Oh, okay. That's not true. You used to rap all the time.
That's not true. When we had the old open, I did not rap.
Got it. It's Kyle Brust. We roll on. I'm Alex Strouf, your cousin sub of the day, in for Ben Brust alongside the aforementioned Kyle Wallace, because I don't know how. Will Summers.
Me
also
either.
Please don't subject anyone.
Cat.
I promise you, no one wants to hear that.
He just said, I don't know how to rap. Do I look like I know how to rap? Do I look like a rapper to you?
You've been rapping for months on the show.
Well, I wouldn't even call it rapping. I would say putting words together.
All right, let's just
Not
move
even
on.
that.
Let's just move on.
I
don't need you two
like
fighting
vegetable
again.
soup.
I don't need you two fighting again.
Will is actually accurate. I'm not a good freestyler. Could I write some rhymes? Yeah, I can write some rhymes. But you want me to rap about the current events happening in sports world? I'm not that good now.
So this came across my social media feed earlier today. It's Gabe Neitzel and Jen Latta of Jen, Gabe, and Chewy weekday mornings from 7 to 9 here on ESPN Milwaukee. They were over at our friends at Revival Boxing Fitness and Wellness, and they are doing like hot takes in a sauna. If you're watching on YouTube, it's a very funny visual because Gabe is about to spout off a hot take that we're going to react to, but he's in a 130-plus degree sauna while he does it. Take a listen to what Gabe Neitzel had to say about Packers cornerback Keisean Nixon.
We're talking about hot takes and cold takes, specifically hot in here. It's 137 degrees here in the sauna. What's one take in Wisconsin that would get you booed?
Oof. Oh, man. Because everyone hates Keisean Nixon so much. Keisean's not that bad. Like, Keisean's fine. It's not Keisean's fault. He's your #1 cornerback. And if he held out, now I don't think it would work out for him, but I'd be fine with it because he's underpaid. I know people don't like him, but Keisean Nixon is underpaid as the Packers cornerback #1.
So here's the thing. Gabe is right on both fronts. Keisean Nixon is not that bad. It's not his fault he's the number one corner. He shouldn't be the number one corner.
Agreed.
I'll say that, right? Like, I don't think he's any team's number one corner. He shouldn't be a number one corner. But he is the Packers' number one corner. If you want to be mad at that, be mad at Brian Gutekunst, not Keisean Nixon. Secondly, he has paid $4 million, $4.3 million salary. That's number 47 in the NFL this season. So he's getting paid less than many cornerback twos.
And here's what
your guy Benjamin St. Juste, who probably won't see the field that much, is making that much money.
The thing is that some of those are first round pick rookies too.
Right, which tells you how underpaid he is.
No, I mean, but first round pick rookies get paid well. Those are guys that actually have a really good future to be pretty dang good. So, like, I mean, yeah, he's going to get paid more money probably next year, hopefully by somebody else. And Keisean Nixon is good. I mean, as a number two, he's a fine number two. I wouldn't say you wouldn't say he's a solid, great number two corner. I mean, the guy allowed he allowed a 100.5.2 passer rating last year when he was targeted. Like, that's not great, right? Like, he's fine. I think his best position still is in the slot, but you already got your slot guy. I mean, he's just fine, right? He's not your ideal guy to be your number one.
But
I feel like
he needs to get paid like
he's
it.
No. You don't get paid like a number one because a team decides to put you as their number one. You get paid like a number one when you play like a number one. Teams go bargain hunting all the time. The Packers are bargain hunting at the cornerback position. They're going cheap at the cornerback position. Just because you're the best on our roster doesn't mean you're the best on our team. Dude isn't a top 32 corner in the NFL, so he shouldn't get paid.
Well, first off, he is the best on your team. He's the best you have to offer.
Okay, if you can find better, it's talking about.
But they haven't found better.
Investing your resources in a smart way is not saying, well, since you're the best that we have, we're going to pay you top dollar. No, you only pay people top dollar when you believe either they're good or they're trending to be great. Keisean Nixon is getting up in age. He's 29 years old. Keisean Nixon is not a lockdown number one corner. Would he be a good number two corner? Yeah. Does he compete? Hell yeah, he goes out there and compete. But when it comes down to it, if you find yourself in a Super Bowl against, let's say, the New England Patriots, and he got to go mano-a-mano with A.J. Brown, who you picking, A.J. Brown or Keisean Nixon?
You know the answer.
Okay, so that's my whole.
But I'm not sitting here. I'm not sitting here and saying pay him Denzel Ward money, Kyle.
What are you?
I'm not saying
you said pay him like a number one corner. He's not.
Pay him like a number one corner means pay him as one of the top 32 cornerbacks in the National Football League, which is not happening.
Well, a lot of
and if you're Keisean Nixon, you don't step foot on a practice field until you're guaranteed more than $5 million, which is what your number 5 corner is making for this upcoming season. And Benjamin St. Juste.
How big of a gap is there between Carrington, Valentine, and Keisean Nixon?
I don't know that gap is that big, but one of them is on a rookie contract.
So why would I? Exactly.
One of them has been an All-Pro twice.
So why would I sit here and if Keisean Nixon decides he wants to sit out, I'm not paying you. You know why I'm not paying you? Because I don't believe the gap between Keisean Nixon and Carrington Valentine is that great. I don't believe the gap between Benjamin St. Juste and Keisean Nixon is that great. Hell, I don't even believe the gap with Brandon Cisse, who I believe is going to take some time to develop, but I don't believe the gap between Keisean Nixon and Brandon Cisse is that great. So if there is not a big drop-off in play, I'm not going to sit here and overpay for somebody just because they want more money. I understand Keisean Nixon should make a business decision, and he should capitalize on all the money and dollars that he can get, because as a guy that's going to be 30 years old, he's 29, he'll be 30 years old after this season. You got to get the bag as much as you can. But if I'm the Packers organization and I know I'm not keeping Keisean Nixon, and I know I already drafted Brandon Cisse, I drafted Dumani Jackson as well. Like I have Carrington Valentine, who might be a little bit cheaper. I already got my plan moving on.
This is going to go one of two ways. It's either going to go the way you just described, which is he might hold in, he might hold out. He might get the Elton Jenkins treatment, which is we're not going to pay you more money. Or it's going to go the other way, which I think is very much on the table. And that is he signs a contract extension, and that could happen before Tucker Kraft gets his contract extension, because I think we might still be a few weeks out from that.
Why would we give Keisean Nixon, a 29-year-old, a contract extension when you already have Brandon Cisse? But
that's not a proven commodity. That's like saying, oh, you drafted Jordan Morgan in the first round. There's your left tackle of the future, and we're 4 years in and still don't have an answer.
Would you say Rasheed Walker and Keisean Nixon? Would you say Rasheed Walker was better at doing his job than Keisean Nixon?
I would say probably a toss-up.
Okay, well, and what did you do with Rashard with Walker? You let him walk.
You let him walk, but you also
let
gave
him
the rookie behind him several years an opportunity to play at other positions.
You gave him 2 years because that's what was available. They wanted him to win the job, and then he had to move. He didn't win the job, but because you knew you were going to have Walker for 2 years, you did. In this case, you're only going to have Keisean Nixon for 1 year. You have Brandon Cisse. Brandon Cisse is going to be your starting corner in 2027, 100%. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. Who will be across from him? We'll figure it out. It won't be Keisean Nixon. The Packers, I get it, this offseason was different. The Packers gave guys extension, but the Packers are not giving Keisean Nixon an extension to be a starting corner at the age of 29. When the Packers let Rasul Douglas go, how old was he?
I
think he was like 29. Yeah, I think
like 28.
29. I think he was like 29 years, because Rasul's only 31, so it might have been 28. Rasul Douglas is 31 years old. He'll be 32 coming up soon. But I'm just saying, like, the Packers don't like older guys. Don't let this.
Hold on a minute.
The older
that
guys.
Narrative has shifted. That narrative has shifted quite a bit. Javon Hargrave, Zaire Franklin, Tyrod Taylor all signed this offseason.
Excuse me. Javon Hargrave has played in the Super Bowl and been an impact player.
Keisean Nixon is a two-time All-Pro.
At what position?
Kick return. Doesn't matter.
So what do you mean it doesn't matter?
He's played his way into being the number one corner of this team, so clearly he's earned something.
You just said he was an all-pro at kick return when he plays the cornerback position. When you talk about Zaire Franklin is 29 years old, but what was he in the past? An all-pro. So all I'm saying is this, is that Keisean Nixon, he's fine. He's fine at corner. I'm good with having Keisean Nixon at cornerback, especially knowing that Micah Parsons will eventually be back. You saw how Keisean Nixon was able to jump routes, had 13 passes defended last year. Like, Keisean Nixon is fine. But at the age of 29, I would prefer that the Packers look to try to get somebody who's better. For a team that wants to play,
prefer that too,
a team that wants to compete for championships, if you are giving Keisean Nixon a contract extension, what you're telling me is that, we're okay with okay. And you should not be okay with okay, especially when you want to have a championship in this window that you have.
Well, very clearly this was never the plan, right? The Jair Alexander thing went totally off the rails.
He was
always supposed to be your number one corner, and now he's not even in the league. But Keisean Nixon has stepped up and delivered at every opportunity.
Okay.
Now, don't get me wrong. He's had his down moments. But for a guy you brought in to be a special teamser, to develop and evolve into your number one corner, is by no fault of him. That is by the fault of the roster construction. And yes, Brandon Cisse is somebody that everybody's going to be excited about, especially with training camp and preseason right around the corner. I understand that. But let's understand something else. He's a second-round pick. He was your first draft pick. I remember exactly 1 year ago when we were sitting in this very studio, Kyle, and everybody was doing backflips effectively over the Packers' first draft pick and how effective he was going to be in his rookie season. And guess what didn't happen? Matthew Golden didn't do a whole heck of a lot in the regular season for the Packers. I wouldn't be shocked if that happens with Brandon Cisse. There's going to be more of a path to opportunity for Brandon Cisse in year one than there was for Matthew Golden. But it's not a sure thing, like nothing in the NFL draft ever is. You're very critical often of Brian Gutekunst's inability to draft impact players, so we can't sit here and operate like Brandon Cisse is already a sure thing.
No,
Keisean Nixon is not an elite corner. I'm not asking for you to make him the highest paid corner in football, but I would not be shocked if by the time the season rolls around that Keisean Nixon signs a 2 or 3 year extension that boosts his base salary other than $5 million, which, by the way, for the number one corner and the highest paid corner on each team ranks 30th of 32 teams in the NFL. He is making the 30th in terms of the team's highest paid corner.
Listen,
$5 million is it. Base salary of 4.3.
I understand.
That's nothing. That's pennies if you're a number one corner in the league.
When a guy is coming up on his contract and he is replaceable, I am not giving him more money to stay here when I know he is replaceable. Every single offseason and during the regular season, Brian Gutekunst's job and his scouting department's job and his pro scouting department's job is to scout how they can upgrade the roster. And you cannot sit here and tell me that after this season, if Keisean Nixon does not get a contract extension, anybody would be saying he is a priority free agent for the Green Bay Packers to bring back.
For that price?
No.
If he's cheap?
No.
Because you're not paying him, I'm not saying pay him $17 million, but maybe you boost it to $7 million in a base salary. You give him $2 extra million to play with?
I believe.
And all of a sudden you tack on a year or two?
You can attack.
I think that's very much in the cards.
You can attack the position of cornerback in the draft next year where you draft a cornerback in the second and fourth round again. You get it, you got one in the second.
But again, Kyle, and you can't say rookies are going to become impact players for the Packers because we just haven't seen that in this rendition of this team.
You can find guys who have a higher ceiling than Keisean Nixon.
Who was the most impactful rookie on the Packers team last year?
Last season, the most impactful. Last year was not good. It was not good.
It was Anthony Belton.
Yeah, it was like I said, it was not good. But the year before, they were really good.
Yeah,
Really
I would
good.
agree with that. Yeah,
And so,
but they've swung from that philosophy. They're no longer the
No,
youngest team in football.
well,
they have. They have strayed
no.
from the philosophy of being the youngest team in football. It's not what they are anymore.
They are not the youngest.
They're going to be the middle of the pack this year
they're
because
not the
they're
youngest team in
signing
football.
30-year-olds. They want to be more experienced. They want more leadership. They realized, okay, if we're building up a young quarterback, maybe we can get away with being the youngest team in football. It's just not their approach anymore. That's why they're re-signing all these guys this offseason. So what we've been so hyper-focused on is these guys that are entering their second contract. And that's what they've done, right? They checked the Jaden Reed box. They checked the Christian Watson box. They just checked another box, Devontae Wyatt. They checked that box earlier this week. And now we're all kind of waiting going, all right, when's that Tucker Kraft contract extension coming? Which, don't get it twisted, we all want to see that get done as soon as possible because he is going to be such a focal point of this offense for years and years to come. But I think Keisean Nixon has kind of an interesting case as your number one corner entering the 2026 season, entering an expiring contract.
If you keep Keisean Nixon and it's not a lot of guaranteed money to him, you're not locked in for a long time, then I'm fine with it. I wholeheartedly believe, I'm a believer that I think Carrington Valentine has a higher ceiling than Keisean Nixon. Not that much higher. They're not too much different. But I just don't believe that a guy who's turning
contract year for Carrington Valentine as well.
Exactly. And so I just don't believe that Keisean Nixon is a guy that you need to be making a priority to make sure that you ensure that you give another contract. The dude will be 30. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, he is a serviceable corner. He's a number two. As a number two corner, he's fine, right? As a number two corner, because number two corners will have their ups and they'll have their downs. But I'm not keeping him around. I'm not. I would rather see what Carrington Valentine can give me and do than think about paying him $7 million. I'd rather pay Carrington Valentine based off how he plays this season to $4 million or sign him to a contract than trying to sign Keisean Nixon to $7 million or whatever you said because he's your number one corner. No.
I just don't know. If it is such a sure thing that you can reinvent the cornerback position in 1 year. They did it a couple years ago with the safety position.
Yeah, they definitely did it with the safety position.
I just don't know if it's as easy at corner as it was at safety. And they got lucky, obviously, with some of the draft picks.
I do believe if it is coaching, is scheme, and with this defensive, with the coach you have with Jonathan Gannon, who's coached defensive backs before, maybe that's something too that could help if you have bring some young guys around. I'm in the same boat as you are in when it comes to Brandon Cisse. I think Brandon Cisse's impact is later in the season versus earlier in the season. I think he's young. He was the youngest guy in the draft. He also has some rawness to him, but he's clearly going to be the guy of the future. Hell, by the end of the year, he might be the number one corner. By week 14, 15, he might be the guy to say, damn, he's come along quickly. But I just don't believe in investing that money in Keisean Nixon.
I hope you're right. I just don't know if I see it.
I cannot believe that Gabe even said that. I don't think Keisean Nixon's underrated. I think he's appreciated for what he is.
No, he's not. Packers fans are not fans of Keisean Nixon.
Well, probably because of the personal foul penalties, and boneheaded play.
He did lead the team in penalties last season.
That within itself should get his ass benched sometimes. But overall, again, I think the dude does a great job doing what we need him to do. He's playing out of position being the number one corner for a team, but I'm not paying him like a number one when he's truly just a number two.
If you're Keisean Nixon.
And he's 30.
If you're Keisean Nixon.
He'll be 30. If I'm Goody,
you gotta look at my paychecks. It's a little low for what you're expecting me to do this season.
I'm expecting you to go out there and be your best you can be. Be the best you can be.
And that's why you're not a general manager in the National Football League. But you are smart when it comes to your windows.
I'm very smart when it comes to my windows, and I upgraded my windows, and I want you to be able to do that as well. If you've been considering making a change in your house, upgrading your windows, I have the perfect people for you to work with. It's Universal Windows Direct, and I'm telling y'all, what I loved about it is I don't like having to deal with people trying to sell me stuff or pressure me into buying things. I don't like that. I don't do that. That is not what I had to deal with Universal Windows Direct, and that's exactly why I upgraded my windows. Jamie Shea, their salesman, came to my house. I scheduled it. He came out. He showed me all the different options. He looked at the windows. He didn't say, oh, let me try to give him the premium one. No, he said, I'm going to give you exactly what you need, and that's what he did. And my windows still to this day, a year later now, are fantastic. So if you're looking to upgrade your home, you should contact Universal Windows Direct. And right now, when you work with them, you can buy 4 windows and get 4 free. Yes, you heard that right. Buy 4 windows and get 4 free. And on top of that, you can get 48 months of 0% interest. Yes, 4 whole years to pay your bills without paying a single penny in interest. Not a single penny in interest. There's nothing better than that. So call my friends at UWD at 414-410-2000. That's 414-410-2000, or visit universalwindowsdirect.com to schedule your free in-home estimate today. And trust me, like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
More Packers talk coming up right after this. Kyle and Brust, ESPN Wisconsin.
You're experiencing Kyle and Brust.
Yeah, play some defense on him or something.
You're asking the wrong person.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. Things are slowing down westbound 94 even more from 27th Street right now all to about Hawley Road, back on the brakes from Highway 100 to Sunny Slope, and again past Springdale Road all the way to about 164. Eastbound side, couple of pockets of heavy traffic, heavy right around Barker Road, back on the brakes from 70th Street to 35th. And southbound 43, watch for delays from Good Hope Road to Bender, and then from Capitol Drive down through the Marquette to the KK River crossing. Traffic is brought to you by MoMA. Tweaked your knee, shoulder, back, ankle, or foot? MoMA connects walk-in orthopedic care and sports medicine to help you get back in the game. Call or walk in today. And check the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, a low of 63. Tomorrow, mostly sunny with a high of 78. Weather is brought to you by Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin's Road America. IMSA is up next and is coming up July 30th through August 2nd. Get your tickets today and check out the full season schedule at roadamerica.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Get ready, Milwaukee. Join ESPN Milwaukee and Yuengling this Saturday night starting at 6 p.m. from Dugout 54 on Blue Mound for the ultimate Yuengling watch party. Kick off your day with the ESPN Milwaukee Street Team. Score awesome Yuengling prizes. Enjoy great food and ice-cold Yuengling, then cheer on the first-place crew as they take on Colorado. Nothing says summer like baseball, friends, and America's oldest brewery. We'll see you Saturday at 6 p.m. at Dugout 54 on Blue Mound. DG Yuengling and Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly.
Patio season is here, and there's no better place to soak it in than Veer North. Hey, it's ESPN Milwaukee's Alex Strouf. Located on Milwaukee's east side, Veer North brings the energy with a spacious patio, elevated food, and handcrafted cocktails. Heading to a Brewers game, state fair, or a summer festival? Start at Veer North and take the shuttle. Exclusive for ESPN Milwaukee listeners. Mention ESPN Milwaukee and save 10% on your bill. Then stick around for live music, great vibes, and a menu that goes way beyond the basics. Veer North, Milwaukee's go-to destination all summer long.
$998 buys you a magnificent diamond solitaire engagement ring at Kessler's.
A solid gold mounting shows off a big, beautiful diamond, 3/4 of a carat.
Glitter, twinkle, sparkle.
This is the definitive diamond solitaire engagement ring.
You can choose a round diamond, radiant, marquise, or oval.
3/4 of a carat. Any shape you want.
Any color of gold you want.
A 1-carat solitaire is just $1,498.
Ask to see the Evermore engagement rings at Kessler's.
You're going to be ecstatic about the color, clarity, and cut of your diamond.
Evermore.
Each of these diamonds was lovingly created in the heart of a miniature star.
Your diamond will remain.
Evermore.
Your diamond was born about the time you fell in love.
You will be in love.
Evermore.
Your diamond has been waiting patiently for you to see it, love it, and choose it.
Don't keep it waiting. Come to Kessler's.
To find the Kessler's nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Ready for a weekend you won't forget? Get to the Brewers Series against the Rockies Friday, July 24th through Sunday the 26th. There's a game for every fan. See a Brewers postgame alumni legends game on Friday. Then collect a Brewers Guess Who giveaway Saturday night, courtesy of Gruber Law Offices. Looking for an unbeatable family day? Join the crew Sunday when the first 5,000 kids get a local artist t-shirt giveaway designed by Unfinished Legacy. Get tickets at brewers.com.
Your premier Michigan golf getaway includes rounds at Sweetgrass and Sage Run. Book Monday through Wednesday for best availability. Savor elevated dining and unwind at the full-service Drift Spa between rounds. Grab quick bites in the expanded Sage Run Clubhouse or refresh overlooking the 9th and 18th at Sweetgrass. It's all part of an unforgettable golf experience at Island Resort and Casino. Plan your getaway at islandresortgolf.com.
Have no fear, the chaos is here. Lucky you. This is Kyle and Brust on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Kyle and Brust continues. ESPN Wisconsin, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee, ESPN Madison. I'm Alex Strouf in for Ben Brust alongside Kyle Wallace. An exciting day for us here at Good Karma Brands as Milwaukee's new home of Wisconsin Badgers everything. Wisconsin Badgers athletics, 620 WTMJ and right here on 94.5 ESPN. And one of the greatest players in the history of Wisconsin football, the Pro Football Hall of Famer, Joe Thomas joins us now on the Yuengling Guest Hotline. Joe, good afternoon. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing fantastic, having a great day, just like you guys. We got our Hall of Fame experience on our Hall of Fame Farms YouTube page with Charlie Behrens. Hosted and doing the play-by-play is Matt LePay, releasing at 6 o'clock tonight. So pretty excited about that one. Obviously, I'm a huge fan of Charlie Behrens and Matt LePay. What a legend. And so to get both those guys on our YouTube series that's going to be dropping tonight, pretty tickled myself.
Pretty tickled. On YouTube at Hall of Fame Farms is where you can find that.
Wait a minute, before you go, you said one of the. I would argue that we are speaking to the greatest Badger football player.
Barry Alvarez would agree with you.
I mean, he not only did he do it in college, I mean, the guy didn't miss a game in the NFL. Not a game.
So Hall of Fame Farms on YouTube is where you can find that. Like he mentioned, it drops at 6 o'clock. The Cowbine, can you explain to me what we are witnessing at 6 o'clock with Charlie Behrens? You're putting him through a series of challenges at the farm in the Driftless region, is my understanding?
That's right. What you're going to be witnessing is pure Wisconsin joy there with myself being able to enjoy Charlie Behrens, who, as you know, he's got a sketch comedy type thing that goes on with his YouTube and his social media where it's kind of like Dirty Jobs, but with Charlie Behrens' Wisconsin version, where he's going and he's doing these different jobs all throughout the state. And, of course, he gets fired by all of them because he's no good. And so we have him out to the farm, and he's trying out, going through the Cowbine to see if he has what it takes to be one of my farm interns. And so we run him through the Cowbine. And you'll have to watch tonight because I was dying laughing. By the end of the night when we were sitting around the fire having a beer with Charlie, I just was exhausted because I just spent the entire day laughing at everything he was doing and everything he was saying. It was just one of the most memorable days of my life.
You can find that on YouTube at Hall of Fame Farms.
Speaking of great memories, I mean, you had a phenomenal career at Wisconsin. I know you being from Wisconsin, it just means so much to you. What made Wisconsin and playing for Barry Alvarez the right fit for you?
Well, it was interesting because growing up, didn't travel a whole lot outside the state, didn't have a reason to, right? It was a great place to be a kid and playing all sorts of sports. And so when I started getting recruited for football, I kind of had this thought that maybe the grass was greener somewhere else and that I'd end up going to USC or Miami or Nebraska or something like that. And then I started visiting all these other places and I realized, yeah, they've got some awesome things that are fantastic. But as a son of a banker, I had to make a list, pros and cons, cost benefit. And every time I did that, all the different things I was looking for in my college, Wisconsin was at the top, or they were the top or tied with somebody else. When you look across the board, developing great offensive linemen, great culture, great family feel, Madison, Wisconsin, one of the great colleges, great college experiences across the board at the time. I'm going to say I held them up a little bit. Number one party school in the country, incredible academics. I was in the real estate program, number one real estate program in the country, beautiful campus. I mean, everything they had was exactly what I was looking for. And so it was kind of a no-brainer, honestly, when it came down to it, to commit there and never looking back. And I think that obviously set me on the course to be able to go play in the NFL and be a Hall of Famer with the Cleveland Browns. So so happy I got a chance to play for Barry in his last 3 seasons and then 1 season with Brett Bielema. So kind of got a little diversity of coaching staffs. And it was the 4 best years of my life. I think it's pretty easy to say.
And Joe Thomas is joining us on the Yuengling Guest Hotline here on Kyle and Brust. Obviously, you stay so connected to the university and a little bit of a change this offseason as Sean Eichhorst, the new athletic director, introduced just a couple of weeks ago. Joe, have you had the opportunity to connect with Sean at all? Is there a relationship between the two of you? Obviously, a Badger's great who's still so connected and integral to everything that goes on in the university and the new athletic director.
Yeah, I actually know Sean from way back, believe it or not, kind of a small world thing. My farm's in Musgrave, Wisconsin, and right down the road in the Driftless, just up the Wisconsin River from us is Lone Rock, where Sean Eichhorst was born. And then he was Marquette University Law School guy and had a good relationship with my youth basketball coach, and we're good friends with the Holmans. So I've known him for a really, really long time. And so he reached out after he got the job, and I was really excited to hear the vision that he had for Wisconsin football, specifically being able to bring us back to not only respectability, but being one of those leaders in the Big Ten. And I think he's going to do a great job, but obviously he's got a hard job, and this is going to be a humongous test this season because this is Fickell's make or break year.
When you say make or break year for Fickell, how many wins does this football program need to get in order for you to feel optimism for the future under Fickell?
I'm not sure there's actually a number that we're going to say, because what it really comes down to is much more of the eye test, right? What happened last year being blown out, all across the board. I remember going to the Iowa game. I think it may have even been homecoming, and people were leaving at halftime, and it was not fun to be a Badger fan last year. So you have to be competitive in all your games. I think you obviously have to win more games than you did previously, but you have to show that significant progress that the plan that they have right now, which is much different than it was when they started, is working. And so you need to be able to look at this team and say, this is a significantly better team than they were last year and the year before. We're seeing that progress. We're seeing the growth, and we understand the plan that they've put forward, because that's really going to be the big thing is, you're not going to flip the program in one day. I know you could possibly, like Indiana, right, with a ridiculous amount of spending, but we just don't have those boosters like in Indiana or a Texas Tech that you can just buy an entire new roster. Although they have done a great job, they've reinvested in the program. They found some more money to be able to bring the right talent in. And I think that you're going to be able to see that difference right off the bat in that first game of the year against Notre Dame. I mean, I know everyone's going to be watching the quarterback, Colton Joseph, being a guy that we have a lot of hope in. And if they can keep that quarterback healthy for once, I got to believe that my guy Luke Fickell is going to turn this thing around this year.
Joe, are you still blown away by the NIL portion of college athletics that we're living in 5 years later? Because it still kind of blows my mind.
Joe would have had a farm years ago before that.
Yeah, that's true. Hall of Fame farms would have existed before Joe was in the Hall of Fame. That is an accurate statement.
I might still be playing college ball if that was the case. But no, I mean, it's pretty incredible. And I was saying for a long time, even, going back 15 years or so when I was first in the NFL, like, how in America are we saying that just because you play college sports, you're not able to own your own name, image, and likeness in your own brand, and that some team or somebody else that you're playing for is allowed to make money on it, but you can't? So I think that premise was pretty ridiculous, and unfortunately went on for so long that now they're trying to reverse the wrong, that it's turned into chaos all across college sports. And I think they're moving in the right direction, but because it was a problem, and it was this lie that they were telling people forever, like, oh, these aren't athletes. They're students first, yeah. And that's why they're here is not because they're in this university, not because they're great athletes and they're going to help our team make millions of dollars and give our university great pride. It's because, they're really looking at our real estate program or our, agricultural economics studies, which, of course, that guy's not going to be a farmer. But I thought it was kind of silly. And so because it's gone on so long, it's difficult now because there is so much money in sports, college football in particular, with the TV rights deals and the tickets deals, that it was a challenging thing to navigate. And it's still not in a great position, but at least it's a little bit better than when the floodgates got open. And I hope that they continue to move towards that model that the NFL has been so successful with some type of salary cap, some type of actual contracts. And we start getting back to the days where, hey, we brought in a guy, we signed a freshman, and he's going to be here for 4 years. Yeah, after 2 or 3 years, maybe there's a renegotiation or something like that, but they need to have the team that you sign with first maybe needs to have the rights to be able to potentially match another team that's trying to pull you away. And there needs to be just a lot more structure around it, because I do hate the position that college sports are in right now, where you hardly know any of the players on the team because it's completely different from year to year.
You know what's crazy? You talking about NIL. I just remember back at the turn of the century when there was the whole shoebox scandal with UW Athletics and how the football players were getting discounts on shoes. Not even free shoes, discounts on shoes. That was like a whole thing. Now that's the least of people's worries.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? Like, The only bad season that Barry Alvarez had, other than, the first year he got there, was the year that everybody was suspended because of the shoebox, which, if you remember, I remember hearing about it even as a freshman. I'm like, man, this doesn't even make sense. So, players get shoes, they're your shoes, right? And if you don't need all these shoes, you take them and return them at the store, and they give you store credit. That's what happens. If I get a gift for Christmas and I don't need that gift or it doesn't fit, I take it back to the store and I get what I want. Somehow we had to basically destroy the program for a year because this is what the players were doing. And I think that just gives you a little view into the ridiculous nature that college football was operating under when they were trying to purvey this lie of, students, athletes, and, they don't deserve to own their own NIL or even the clothes and shoes that they give them. I mean, I think Terrell Pryor at Ohio State, who has ended up being a teammate of mine in Cleveland, and, they get bowl gifts like we all did when we were playing, and, they were trading jerseys and some of their bowl gifts for stuff that they wanted. In Terrell's case, it was tattoos for me. Don't have any tattoos, don't need them. But in that case, it was like, wow, what a horrible, unethical, immoral person for doing these terrible things and, trading the items that were legal.
Your property, yeah.
For your property. You're not allowed to trade your property. It's like, come on, what are we doing here?
It is crazy. I'm glad times have changed. Now they got to get it under control. But talking about talent, at the left tackle position, we have Jordan Morgan here for the Green Bay Packers. I know you played in the NFL, but I'm sure the Packers fandom is somewhere deep down in your heart. You went up there earlier this offseason to work with Jordan Morgan. What makes you believe that Jordan Morgan can be the franchise left tackle to protect the blind side of Jordan Love?
Yeah, it was awesome being up there in Green Bay. Matt LaFleur, a friend of mine, actually his brother was one of our offensive line assistants when I was in Cleveland. So I was actually on the air with Wildy and Tausch when the Packers announced that they were hiring Matt LaFleur, and of course nobody knew who he was. And I was like, oh man, he's going to be awesome. He runs Kyle Shanahan's system, and at the time they had Aaron Rodgers, and I thought it was just a great system with the outside zone and the play action and the shot plays. And so I've been a huge fan of Matt LaFleur since then, and being able to go up there and sit in the offensive line room and talk to the team a little bit and, give a few tips here and there to the offensive line. I mean, Jordan Morgan really impressed me with how quick and athletic he was, never getting out of position, just extremely fast footwork, great technique in the run game, and always puts his body in the correct position to be between his man and the quarterback. And I think that's so important because as a left tackle, you get measured not by the number of good plays that you have, but by the number of bad plays you have. How many times you get your quarterback hit? How many times are you missing a block in the run game? And a lot of that comes down to not athleticism anymore, because that's how you win in college. It comes down to, are you technically sound from one play to the next play? Because when you get out of balance, that's how people take advantage of you, and that's how you get beat. And Jordan's rarely out of balance, and he was really a lot of fun. And actually, at the end of the day, I was up there with him. I just said to him, like, hey, man, I thought I was going to come up here and have all these great things to say to you, and your style's a little different than how I did it, but, like, everybody's body is different. So I'm not going to be saying to all my tackles that I work with, like, oh, you have to do it like I did it. Like, but I really don't have a whole lot to tell you. I mean, you're doing a heck of a job. The technique you have, the balance, the way that you play with this great mindset of focus from one play to the next. I think he's a winner, and I think he's going to be the left tackle for the Packers for a long time.
Do you think it's just like a confidence issue for him this year, is saying, hey, I'm finally at left tackle, I can do this?
Yeah, I think with anything. I mean, I went through that during my career. You always are the last one to believe that you're as good as other people say that you are, right? It's kind of that imposter syndrome. And I think that's one of the things that you have to fight to overcome, right? Because if you get beat, and everyone gets beat, you got to be able to quickly go back to the huddle and wipe that last play from your mind and not worry about what just happened and worry about what's the next play and how do I be the best on the next play. And sometimes you get beat and then you start questioning your technique. I mean, it happened to me against the Falcons in like 2012 or something. And we had Seneca Wallace, the quarterback. He wasn't dropping to the right spot because he was a backup. He came in and played, and I got beat for a sack because the quarterback was deeper than he was supposed to. And then you start questioning everything, and you can't do that. You just got to always rely on your fundamentals. If you get beat, you got to think quickly. All right, why did I get beat? Let's watch the video monitor and figure out, all right, how did I get beat? All right, that's not going to happen again. I know I can do this. And you just reflect back on the training. It's the same thing. The Navy SEALs came in and talked to us and trained with us in Cleveland my last 2 years. And I think I learned more from a mindset standpoint in those 2 weeks that we were with them than probably the 12 years I played football before, because they just do such a great job of understanding, like, you just always fall back on your training, finding a way to be calm, control your breath. It controls the mind. And I think those things are so important for left tackles, for cornerbacks, for guys that, you are measured not by the great plays, but you're measured by the bad plays. And when a bad play happens, how do I bounce back and how do I respond?
Joe Thomas with some great insight on both the Badgers and the Packers. Left tackle Jordan Morgan over on YouTube at Hall of Fame Farms. In 82 minutes from right now, the Charlie Barron's Hall of Fame experience with Joe Thomas and play-by-play by the legendary Matt LePay, who joined us earlier in the show over on YouTube at Hall of Fame Farms. Joe, appreciate the insight and the thoughtfulness as always, buddy. Thanks for the time.
Awesome. Thanks for having me on, guys. I appreciate it.
That's the great Joe Thomas, the Pro Football and College Football Hall of Famer, on an exciting days for us here at Good Karma Brands, Milwaukee's new home of Badgers Athletics, ESPN Milwaukee, and 620 WTMJ. Satisfaction guaranteed? We'll talk about it coming up next on Kyle and Brust.
You're along for the ride with Kyle and Brust.
Somehow she still loves you. Still fascinating to me.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Southbound on 43, we've got backups heading right past Good Hope Road to about Bender, and then back on the brakes from Keefe down through the Marquette interchange that stretches all the way down to about Oklahoma Avenue. Off on the right shoulder, we do have a broken down vehicle right about at that point at Oklahoma Avenue, so careful with that. Northbound is going to be slow heading through the Marquette interchange up to North Avenue. Westbound 94, backups from about 30th Street to Hawley Road, back on the brakes crossing the county line, and again from Springdale all the way to Highway 164. Eastbound is backing up from before 164 to Springdale Road, and again from 76th Street to 35th. Traffic is brought to you by the Neal Group. John Neal and his team know how to minimize your taxes. You earned it, they help you keep it. Visit nealgroup.net to learn more. That's nealgroup.net. And check the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, a low of 63. Tomorrow, mostly sunny with a high of 78. Weather is brought to you by Infinity Exteriors, dedicated to saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Mother Nature can be unpredictable. Your roof, siding, and windows shouldn't be. We install peace of mind with transparency and quality guaranteed. Visit infinityexteriors.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Feels like the world is a little broken lately. Maybe all we need is a fix. Most spirits are acidic. Fix Vodka is different. Fix Vodka is the world's first high-alkaline, acid-free vodka. Handcrafted with natural spring water and select grain. Clean, smooth, done right. Better water, better vodka. Get your local Fix.
Fix Vodka.
Enjoy responsibly.
It's a summer of big wins with WinFest at Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee. Just play with your Potawatomi Rewards card for entries and your chance to win cash and reward play all summer long. Then keep the excitement going, because all your monthly drawing entries roll over into the WinFest final drawings on September 25th, where you could win cars, dream vacations, free play, and cash. Don't miss out on WinFest, only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Looking for a dinner that actually impresses and cocktails that keep the conversation going? Head to the second floor of St. Kate the Arts Hotel and discover the Studio Kitchen and Cocktails. Bold, elevated dinners, thoughtfully crafted cocktails. It's the kind of place where every plate and every pour is made with intention. Come for dinner, stay for another round. The Studio Kitchen and Cocktails on the second floor at St. Kate the Arts Hotel.
Why DIY your frozen pizza toppings when Screamin' Sicilian already went over the top for you? We're talking whole milk mozzarella, heaps of premium meats, a mountain of veggies. Screamin' Sicilian is frozen pizza stacked, no add-ons needed. Mamma mia! Screamin' Sicilian, so loaded with toppings, it's almost cheating. Find Screamin' Sicilian in your local grocer's freezer section and taste what all the screamin' is about.
Call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNWisconsinContests.com.
That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com.
Hi, it's John Reitz from Great Midwest Bank. When it comes to a home mortgage, we understand you want a simple, stress-free process, great service, and a loan you can feel good about. And for 90 years, that's exactly how we've been doing things at Great Midwest Bank. So if you're thinking about buying, building, renovating, or refinancing, get started at greatmidwestbank.com to find a knowledgeable loan officer and get the peace of mind you deserve. Great Midwest Bank, your simply local equal housing lender.
Watch your step. You're with Kyle and Brust on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Kyle and Brust continues. Alex Strouf in for Ben Brust, your Cousin Sub of the day. Cousin Subs, we believe in better. We are live. ESPN Milwaukee, ESPN Madison on YouTube, the ESPN Wisconsin app. Kyle?
Yes.
Satisfaction guaranteed, you said to us in show prep today?
No, I was just pondering. So, we all have to eat, we all have to live.
That is accurate, yes.
And I was going, and I go to these stores. And sometimes when I go to these stores, I get a itch and a little craving for something. And I had a craving for some chips. But I was like, I need to have some sauce or something with these chips. So I decided I didn't want to get the French onion dip because I said, you know what, that's too fattening. I want to be healthy. I want to get the hummus. Give me that red pepper roasted hummus. So I got the red roasted pepper hummus, big old carton of it, $4.48. I got it, took it home, opened it up, spin it around to get the stuff mixed up, and I dipped my chip in it, and I said, I don't like this. I don't like this one bit.
Okay. Yeah.
And so...
Did you have too much dip on your chip?
And I don't know, but I didn't like the taste of it, and I put it away, and I said, boy, that was a waste of $5. And then I thought to myself, they always say satisfaction guaranteed. Let me Google to see what the return policy is.
You're going to return a $4, $48 hummus, 48-cent hummus that you dipped your chip in.
Well, satisfaction guaranteed. So, yes, I do plan on returning it. Yes. Get my $5 back and get something else that I want.
You realize how insane that is.
I didn't say. I mean, it's what it
is.
That's
asinine. Hello, Homer.
That's normal. I mean, I don't know if it's
normal.
normal.
Don't say it's normal.
Take a poll question. How many people have ever returned something like that?
Opened
at a grocery store?
It
says
you
can text and call it
can say you're the Pope. But that doesn't make you the Pope.
Homer, have you ever returned something to a grocery store?
Oh yeah, but not like that.
What did you return to a grocery store?
I don't know. So, I generally haven't opened it. I got the wrong thing or something like that and took it back.
But you did it right away.
Yeah.
You didn't go home, try it.
No. How often have I taken something back at a grocery store after I ate it?
0 times.
There may be one that I don't remember, but 0 is pretty close.
Will, you ever done that?
After having eaten it. Or opened it.
I've done it before.
I like that. Get a big box of Cocoa Krispies.
Yeah,
eat half of
box.
It. This stuff is not as good.
Excuse me, sir. You almost
Excuse me.
finished it.
The place that I went to covers food and grocery purchases under 100% satisfaction guaranteed, allowing you to get a refund or replacement for items you do not like or that spoil early. So if
you know what you want,
I don't like it.
You know what? Better than that. This was mine. It's almost as good as that. So I go to to get cigarettes for my kid. You don't have to ask me why. And I said, cigarettes. I want the black ones. And she said, we don't have the black ones. I'll take the gold ones or whatever. She says, you get $8 off if we don't have the cigarette that you want.
Oh, wow.
I said, oh, wow.
Damn, cigarettes cost more than $8 a pack.
Yes, they do. But
sure do.
I'd never heard of that.
Wow.
And I've purchased cigarettes before, and it never.
So you happily purchase cigarettes.
Yeah, I'm going to go every place I go. I order something they don't have.
Yeah, like what don't you
do? I get $8 off? I bet it's not often done, but she must have been the manager.
Imagine a 16-year-old kid getting paid minimum wage, and some guy walks in and tries to return his hummus that he already ate.
Correct.
What do you mean? They have a process. All they got to do is scan it and then put the money back on the card.
I agree. If I was the kid, I'd go like,
that's not my pride. I don't care.
He would be known as Hummus every time I saw him at the store.
I just took some salad back.
Mr. Hummus.
I took the salad back because you don't want to eat salad right now, certain salad, and so I don't need to have a tummy ache.
I may have taken fruit back once if it was
if it's rotten or something.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah, I've done that before and exchanged the bag, and I'll be taking.
Come on, do a poll question. How many have you ever purchased hummus eating it and taking it
It
back.
wasn't good.
Kyle will be the only man in America.
We understand what you did.
Homer.
We just don't think anybody else has ever done it.
No, everybody listening should be thanking me for letting them know that these stores have 100%
They know. Everybody knows
satisfaction guarantee.
Everybody knows that about everything.
I can't believe you bought something
What do you buy
like.
just so we can set this straight?
Yeah.
Anything anybody of you has ever bought that is not satisfaction guaranteed. It sucks. It's too bad for you.
Right.
Well, no, if you go to a restaurant,
I hope that's what they do to him. That's too bad.
No,
You
well,
pay
no,
for
no,
the
no.
hummus.
Yeah.
I remember one time I didn't finish my lunch and I threw it away. And you know what Kyle said to me? There's kids starving in Africa.
Yeah, eat your
What's he doing with his hummus?
I've returned a hamster before, so
That's different.
Yeah,
But that's a pet. That's not
after a week.
You didn't.
No, that's
you
terrible.
Didn't eat the
I
hamster.
returned
No,
it.
that's terrible. You can't return a pet after a week.
Sure you can.
No, that store already took it out the inventory. This is different. Food.
You can put a hamster back in the inventory.
100%.
Well, which is worse, hamster after a week or hummus? I actually think hummus is worse.
I also think hummus is worse.
No, it should have been a lesson by your parents that when you
keep the
commit
hamster
to something.
alive. Yeah.
No, it should be a lesson to
Hummus
your
is
parents. If you say you're gonna do something, you follow through. That
And if
hamster
you
was
buy
good.
hummus, you're gonna damn eat it and then pay for it.
We'll get Brian Balaga's opinion on this coming up next as we wrap up Kyle and Brust on ESPN Wisconsin.
You're experiencing Kyle and Brust.
Yes, I want to be a piece of meat. Yes, that is exactly what. Yes, does it boost my confidence? Absolutely.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. With Wilde and Tausch, you won't miss a play.
Yeah, coaching matters a lot, and we've fallen short. Those are the facts. Matt LaFleur's on the clock, man. And I know he got an extension, but I'll say this. If they revert and don't get better, you're evaluated on your results.
Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Everybody knows, it's championship or bust. That is what Green Bay is. And unfortunately, we've had 15 years of bust.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN, ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube channel, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
This is Aaron Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited with my brother and business partner, Eric Brown. Siding Unlimited is Milwaukee's choice for siding, windows, roofing, and doors.
Siding Unlimited delivers on expectations because our experience, integrity, and craftsmanship come through on every project.
For new siding, windows, roofing, and doors, call 262-567-4513 or go to sidingunlimited.com.
Kevin Moret here, founder of Mentality Men's Health. Remember the dad we all respected, worked all day, coached our team at night, and still had something left in the tank at bedtime? If you're now the dad who has lost a step and looks like you gave up, stop. There's a reason. One quick blood test of Mentality, we can tell your total and free testosterone that could be causing all these issues. Our physicians have helped over 25,000 men get back to who they are meant to be. Start today at lowtusa.com. That's lowtusa.com.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher for Outdoor Living Unlimited. Well, my wife and I chose Outdoor Living Unlimited to build our outdoor project. And when we met with Aaron and Eric Brown, owners and brothers of Outdoor Living Unlimited, we felt like they were the right guys to work with. We share the same hardworking values, and their showroom is a must-see at 665 Larry Court in Waukesha. If you're looking for a new deck, outdoor kitchen, screen room, and more, Outdoor Living Unlimited is a must. Start with OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com and end with an amazing outdoor space.
Stop buying barbecue rubs that all taste the same.
Most are loaded with sugar, fillers, and shortcuts.
Burn Pit BBQ is not.
We're a veteran-owned company right here in Wisconsin, built on doing things the right way, no shortcuts, no nonsense.
Just premium seasonings that deliver real flavor every time you fire up the grill.
Whether it's a quick dinner or feeding the whole crew, Burn Pit BBQ gives you confidence to get it right.
Burn Pit BBQ, grill with confidence.
Find us at burnpitbbq.com and now at select Walmart locations.
That's burnpitbbq.com.
Milwaukee, are you ready? It's time to turn up the tradition. German Fest Milwaukee returns July 24th through 26th with everything you love and even more to discover. Authentic German food, incredible live entertainment, traditional music and dancing, family fun, the Pink Energy Run, the Dachshund Derby, and backed by popular demand, Vox Club returns to rock German Fest once again. Then be there Friday, July 24th at 5 p.m. in the Oktoberfest tent for opening ceremonies. We've got a surprise planned that everyone will be talking about. Plus, experience history with the first ever German Fest Polka Mass, a celebration of faith, music, and tradition unlike anything you've seen before on July 26th. Gather your family, bring your friends, raise a stein, create memories, celebrate culture. July 24th through 26th at the Henry Meyer Festival Park. Get your tickets today at GermanFest.com.
One of the most important concepts in sports is don't drop the ball. Are you dropping the ball with your estate plan? When was it last updated? Have you even done one at all? It's ESPN Wisconsin's Jason Wilde for Walney Legal Group. There's a lot at stake for you and your family when it comes to wills, trusts, probate, and elder planning. At Walney Legal, that's all they do. Tailored documents. No confusing legal jargon. Just thoughtful guidance. Do the blocking and tackling to protect your family. Start a conversation today at walneylegal.com.
Let the good times roll. Kyle and Brust are back on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
If you're looking to upgrade your windows, you can do it with Universal Windows Direct, just like me. I'm telling you, the satisfaction I had was fantastic with my windows. I absolutely love them. And when you work with Universal Windows Direct, you can buy 4 windows and get 4 free. Plus, you can get 48 months of 0% interest. If you're thinking about upgrading, just make that call to UWD at 414-410-2000. That's 414-410-2000. Or visit universalwindowsdirect.com today to schedule your free in-home estimate. And like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
He's Kyle Wallace. I'm Alex Strouf, your cousin 7 of the day, in for Ben Brust. I am surrounded by a bunch of weirdos, so it's nice to get Brian Bulaga into the fold. So Kyle, Brian, just told us this story.
What was wrong with him?
Kyle?
Oh, yeah. So basically, Brian, I went to the store. I was hungry. I got hummus. I don't even like hummus like that, but it looked good at the store. I dipped my chip in it, did not like it, and I'm taking it back to the store. Because I don't like it, because it's 100% satisfaction guarantee.
So Kyle told me that story last segment.
And we believe no one's ever done that with food.
No, not hummus. I don't believe
it. Wasn't good. I wasn't satisfied.
And then Brian, Homer told me this story in the break.
Yeah. I get to Costco, and I go there to get something, and I get back, and my car won't start. So I'm thinking, well, I'm going to have to call AAA. I go, no, I'm going to Costco, get a charger, and use it, and start up my car. And I thought I wasn't going to maybe keep it. But after I was surprised that you didn't have to charge it, like you do most things if it's with a plug-in, whatever. And then I never got done. I thought, well, I don't need it. I'm just going to return it right away. So I returned it after, and my car is running in the parking lot because I can't turn it off. I'm afraid it wouldn't start up again. So, yeah, I said, I don't think that's weird. I just think I'm a criminal.
Brian, my question to you is, which one is worse, the hummus or the car?
I want to admit mine is way worse.
I think the hummus.
Yeah, I think
so.
Oh,
really? Wow.
What does satisfaction guarantee mean to you? My taste buds didn't like it.
I don't even know what that means.
It means the
satisfaction guarantee.
It literally
means if you're cheap enough, you can bring anything back.
Brian, literally,
that's what it means.
On the website, it says this covers food and grocery purchases. It's 100% satisfaction guarantee, allowing you to get a refund or replacement for an item you do not like. You do not like. I didn't like the hummus.
So on the text line, Dave from Aaron chimes in and said, Kyle successfully just took the cheap ass award away from Homer. Okay. And then Kirk chimes in, Kyle is an expletive. I've been in the service industry for 22 years, and Kyle is the nightmare customer.
No.
You bought food that was good. You just didn't like it. It's nobody's fault but your own.
No. This isn't a restaurant. This is a conglomerate store. They ain't worried about the $4.48.
All right. So question, right? So that means you can go to the grocery store at the place that you're shopping. Where are you shopping?
Eat anything and return it. Yes, sir. That's your answer.
Club.
Yes, you
can. I was at Sam's Club.
Yes.
And, so you can go to Sam's Club, pay $500 for stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Take a bite out of everything, or eat more than half of everything, of every item. None of this was good. You could take it back and get refunded for that.
Brian, welcome to America.
That's unbelievable. That's unbelievable.
100% satisfaction guarantee. If you are not satisfied
to the
last drop, take it back.
I could go to the store. I could buy a pound of Italian meat. I could buy a box of noodles, a jar of marinara, let's say. I could use half the meat, half the marinara, half the box of noodles, bring it back to the store after I eat my dinner, and say, yeah, this sucked.
Well, if you really want to be over the top, you can actually take a picture of the dinner and say, I threw it in the garbage right here. I don't like it. I didn't like it. I didn't even eat the rest of it.
This is idiotic and sad.
I ate a little bit of that.
So what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Bring in a spoon dipped thing of hummus to Sam's and say, take this back and refund me my $4.
I'm gonna say, hey, this didn't taste good. I didn't like it, and I saw you guys have the satisfaction guarantee. Can I get a refund?
How much gas are you gonna burn going to return that $4?
More than $4. You're correct, sir.
Brian's
Brian's telling you when you pull this off, do it for more money.
Brian,
than
I'm
hummus.
strategic. It's
No, you're not.
It's not far.
You're picky.
It's not far from a place I need to go on Saturday, so that's why I'm gonna balance it out. It's on the way.
God.
Absolutely idiotic.
Oh my God.
There you go.